Hello and welcome to Playday number 10 of Grand Slam Galaxy. I am, as always, your commissioner, Willie or Won't He? Unfortunately today I'm not joined by my co-commentator Silver Lily, who will miss another week, but while we wish her well, we are back with another Playday here in Grand Slam Galaxy here on this fine spring evening. I hope that you are doing well. At least, I hope that all the players on the team are doing well, and that they're all very ready. As a reminder, let's look at the standings going into today. Right now, the Monsters remain the sole leader in this division, in this league. However, they are, as always, at risk of being overtaken, this time by the Rookies, who follow them closely. The Monsters and Rookies, for the first time in this league, the top of the scoreboard is separated by 2 wins from third place. Pressure on the Monarchs to keep up with the Rookies and the Monsters and not let them run away from the league, as they will face the Musicians later, who had an amazing game against the Monarchs last Playday. Today, our schedule will, however, be, we're starting off with the Flowers and the Spitballs. Storyline going into that one is, of course, that the Flowers beat the Spitballs last week by a 1-run game. However, they're nowhere near to being out of dirty water, as if the Spitballs can overtake the Flowers today, they can get back into that top 6 slot, which again, top 6 slots go to the playoffs. But if they're not able to overcome the Flowers, if the Spitballs fall to 3-7, their race to the postseason will get that much harder. Second game today will be the Fireballs versus the Monsters on a returning favorite of mine, at least, Peach's Ice Garden. We'll have to see how the unconventional field works for both teams. We saw Luigi's Mansion for the first time in a while last week, and it led to a barn burner of a match. That was the Monarchs versus Musicians game. Can the FireEggs capitalize on the odd field and do a amazing job at keeping the Monsters pinned down, or will the Monsters melt the ice under the FireEggs and keep their top spot? Our third game today is the Rookies versus the Bows. The Bows have always had a tough season. We have 5 Playdays left. They are not mathematically eliminated from not making playoffs, but if they're gonna do it, they have to do it now, and they'll have to do so on Mario Stadium against what continues to be the absolute slugger team that is the Rookies. And our final game for today will be that rematch from what I would argue is one of the best games that we've seen in Grand Slam Galaxy, the Monarchs versus the Musicians, both of which are battling to secure their place in the playoffs. The bottom half of this league is very, very close, with only 2 wins separating 3rd and 7th, which 7th won't make playoffs. So the Musicians need this win to stay above the Flowers, the FireEggs, and the Spitballs. The Monarchs need this win if they want to have any realistic hope of securing that 2nd seed from the Rookies and getting themselves a bye in the postseason. We're going to start off right now. Our first game is the one that determines the bottom of the scoreboard and which team can breathe a little bit easier. We're going to start off with the Flowers versus the Spitballs on Flowers versus the Spitballs on Wario City Day. Get this one loaded up for us. Let the players get out their pregame stretches while we sort into it. Now, I've already gone over the storyline for both these teams heading into this. But it must be said, last week, and I can say week now because it's been a week since our last Playday, it was a defensive showcase between both of these teams, with the Flowers barely eking out the win in a 3-2 scoreline against the Spitballs, which, glancing over our stats, I believe is our second lowest scoring game of all time. Our first scoring game of our lowest scoring game of all time? Well, it was the Flowers versus the Rookies on Bowser Jr.'s Playroom, wouldn't you guess it? So now, pressure on the Spitballs. They'll be going to their home pick of Warrior City Day, where hopefully their offense can act a little bit hotter, knock a couple balls out of the park, and prove that they have the power to overcome the Flowers. For the Flowers, it'll be a real test. Warrior City is a high-scoring map traditionally, and we'll have to see whether or not that perfect defense that has been their storyline throughout this season continues to hold. Glancing over, of course, the Flowers season, they went to Warrior City against the Monsters and unfortunately lost at 8-4. They went to Warrior City against the Bows, won that one handily, 21-2. So this will be their third time in Warrior City and will determine whether or not they can really consider it a favorable map. One against someone high on the scoreboard, one's against someone low on the scoreboard. Now, in this even heat against the Spitballs, we'll see which team comes out on top. The Flowers versus the Spitballs. Which one will try to push and claw for every advantage they can get heading into dangerous postseason territory? And which one will fall and make their run to that last couple of golden games so much harder? After a quick final verification of the teams to make sure that we're all good, we're getting an okay from the field right now. Grounds are looking good, players are looking warmed up and ready to go, and I welcome you all to Playday number 10 of Grand Slam Galaxy. The Flowers versus the Spitballs begins right now. Woo! Allergy attack game. We're gonna have to... Oh, I forgot to take down the standings. I'm so sorry. I see that now. Good thing I noticed. Well, play ball. Both captains immediately show up against the plate each other. Waluigi, of course, the starred player, starts as the pitcher for his team. Daisy, who's been a surprisingly reliable slugger for her team, starts off her batting order. Meanwhile, Mr. Consistency faces down his, well, depends on what lore you look at. I think it's the N64 tennis lore that says that Luigi doesn't consider Waluigi a rival. Thanks, Unraveled. Miss ya. I can't believe Barton David Gilbert died in a freak clown accident. Blue Critter up to the plate now as the first two batters get on, but unfortunately the slugger just manages to hit his way into a double play. Blooper earning that one for his team as Soda Poppin' comes up to the plate against Waluigi. But a weak hit, easily fielded by Wiggler for the last out of the inning, leads to a nice, quick, defensive inning from the Spitballs to start this one off. Now it's up to the Flowers. Can they start this game defensively strong, or will a pre-charged green dry bones swing into a Daisy star pitch? He does. Without item support, that'll be an easy catch by Blue Critter. Oh yeah, his solo output has been pretty great. Iwata now, after finally, in between this last week, being cleared of charges of identity theft, knocks the first ball for the Spitballs, nets himself a single. Now the Spitballs have a unique batting order in this league. As the later they get, the more dangerous they get. Their captains are the last two batters in the order, and they start off with some of their weaker hitters. Well, we'll have to see whether or not they're able to lay more offensive pressure on later, as they also are shut down a little bit quicker than the Flowers were. Now Waluigi has to navigate Blue Pianta, and he forces the soft hit, the late Blue, not nearly enough to stop that pop fly to right field. Tyler 1, who's always proven to be a reliable slugger for his team, continues that output with a clean single to the center. And now we enter a weaker part of the Flowers batting lineup. Can these batters get on base? Can they start applying pressure to the defense? Well, don't look to Blue Yoshi to do it, as his hit will go straight to third base. And fortunately enough for the Spitballs, it's Green Drybones who's able to field it, and net a clean double play to end the inning. 3 batters, 3 outs against the Flowers. Did I say fortunately for the Spitballs? Yes, fortunately for the Spitballs. Blue Critter tricked by a bomb interfering with the catch on the star pitch from Daisy. There would have been plenty of time to make that catch, but nerves get ahead of Blue Critter. Fortunately for the Big Blue Man, the other Big Blue Man is able to help him clean up the mess. Blue Critter and Blue Pianta turn a double play, as Yellow Toad tries to get something going for his team, but unfortunately for him, the pop fly to left field is easily fielded by Blue Yoshi. I feel like the first one today in Grand Slam Galaxy is going to be quick. Neither team's really producing much offensive output, and this is looking like, regardless of it being Wario City, it might as well be Bowser Jr.'s playroom. Baby Daisy shows off to her future self and is able to knock a pretty clean hit. Now if Pinky Yoshi can get on base, there will be a lot of offensive pressure against the Spitballs, but a star pitch from Waluigi can't fake the dinosaur out. The single results in a safe runner on first and second, and Daisy, who has so many times before knocked a home run solo, will need to do it with 2 runners on. She doesn't even watch the first pitch, not even trying. Charges on the second, but weak contact allows Wiggler to field it. Unfortunately, the dive from Wiggler isn't quick enough to catch the runner on second or third, so he'll have to settle for the out on first. And Mr. Consistency in great position now to bring a runner home for the first score in this game. Not able to do so, his ball has hit a little bit too far, and that hit to left field will be caught on the fly. And now with 2 outs, they still got 2 runners on, but the Flowers need Blue Critter to show up and show out. A single will drive in a run for Baby Daisy to come home, but he wants more. Goes for a greedy pop fly. Miyamoto and Yellow Toad in the outfield make the catch. And no! None for the Flowers today. Blue Critter, a little bit too greedy with that bat, isn't able to make the dynamite play, and the Spitballs successfully shut down the Flowers for a 3rd inning. Does that make him less consistent? Yeah, now he's just Mr. Lee. Daisy comes back up to the mound. After a devastating inning for her team, they'll be looking to their captain to continue a good performance to show that they can still, well, if you'll excuse the double word, perform. But she'll have to get past the Captain Wario, or Sub-Captain Wario, excuse me. With a runner on, it'll be a great chance for the first bomb if he wants it, but no, Wario smartly knocks away the single and guarantees the runner on first and second. Now we're back to a captain showdown for the... We had it at the top of the 3rd, now we're at the bottom of the 3rd. Both teams with full star power. Neither one of them using it in the showdown though, and the weak hit from Waluigi forces a double play that at least allows Miyamoto to advance to 3rd base. In this situation, the Flowers fell without managing to drive a runner in. Green Drybones, team on his shoulders, knocks a pop fly to left field though, and that one is safely fielded by Blue Yoshi. Neither team able to bring the runner home on third when they need it most. We're now scoreless going into the fourth. You gotta imagine some slugger will step up to the plate. Some super slugger, if you'll let me say it again. But it won't be Soda Poppin' as his hit to shallow right is caught in a beautiful dive by Blooper. I miss Blooper on the mound. What a fun player Blooper can be. Well, Blooper did a great play last time, but it's Blue Pianta who knocks a great solo shot straight up the middle. Can Reggie make it there in time? No! Yellow Toad is off by inches. And the first Super Slugger of this game is Blue Pianta. Proof being that you don't need to hit the ball fast, you just need to hit it high and it inches out of Yellow Toad's grasp. You gotta wonder which way the field helps there. That slightly more inner center field, did it let Blue Pianta's ball escape? Or did it let Reggie reach center field a little bit faster and make that a little bit closer? Regardless, it's the Flowers with the first point of the game. Only 1 point though, as the Toadmeister grounds out and Blue Toad doesn't have much luck, Blue Yoshi, excuse me, doesn't have much luck either. Sorry, that was Soda Pop. Pause. Do the, uh-oh. Is the batting order for the Flowers correct? Because if it's not, now is the time to stop. That should have been Soda Poppin' who grounded out. I think I might have swapped Soda Poppin' and Tyler 1. Oh no, I swapped Soda Poppin' and Tyler 1 in the, batting order. Oh no, that's something that doesn't matter, but does matter. I think we have to stop. I don't think I can allow that. No. It's one of those things where it literally dropping kayfabe. They have the exact same stats. They're the exact same player. They just look different. I don't know if emotionally I can allow, while we're in like the fourth inning, for that mistake. I think I have to go back. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's embarrassing. That's very, very embarrassing. And apologies to all the fans, but we're gonna have to restart this game to allow for full fairness. This game that matters so much. I'm gonna go ahead and save this slot just in case. But we're gonna go back to that pre-game lobby, and you'll be able to see the mistake I made here. Unfortunately, Tyler 1 is supposed to be in that key fourth batter position, and Soda Poppin' is supposed to be in the sixth batting position. That is a mistake on my part. The good news is that it'll allow us to see more of the game be played, but for the sake of fairness, I think I need to bring it back. So the Daisy, Tyler 1, Luigi, all looks good there. Veggie, Yellow Toad, Miyamoto, Wiggler, Blooper, Waluigi, Green, Dry Bones, Iwata, and Wario. All looks good there. Waluigi starred, Daisy starred, Green, Dry Bones, Iwata, Blooper, Wiggler, Veggie, Yellow Toad, Miyamoto, Wario, and Waluigi. Daisy, Luigi, Blue Critter, Tyler 1, Blue Pianta, Soda, Blue Yoshi, Baby Daisy, and Pink Yoshi. Yeah. Alright. Let me resave this real quick. That is, as we say in the business, my bad. Alright, this is Spitballs 2. Okay. Apologies. And yeah, I can't really let the Flower and Spitballs managers weigh in I think this is going to come up with the new rule that if a mistake is caught before the 5th inning finishes, which is halfway through the game, which feels safe to me, it has to be a restart. If we get past that point, then it can be a restart if it's like critical, but it probably won't be if it's not. But yeah, we need to restart this game. That is my mistake. Don't worry. If you're watching the VOD, I put timestamps in so you knew to skip that. Regardless, we'll bring it back. Flowers and Spitballs come back to Wario City daytime. You know, I do really want to emphasize, this is supposed to be a high-scoring map, so seeing both teams go scoreless into the 4th was very surprising. Now an opportunity from the captains to restart their team and reset their momentum. Will the loss of that 1 home run score affect the morale from Blue Pianta? Well, it definitely doesn't affect the morale of Daisy as she tries to slug it out to midfield, but is denied by Yellow Toad. I'm going to be up so late. Mr. Consistency tries to follow it up, but gets out in almost the exact same way that the captain did. Now it's Blue Critter. Another slugging potential batter up on the field against Waluigi. Hits a semi-charge deep to left, and it gets caught out. It looks like the Flowers are just like, let's get back to the 5th inning as quick as possible. As it's 3 up, 3 out for them at the top of the 1st. Now we're back to the Spitballs, though. Good opportunity from them to use this trick to their advantage. You would think that Waluigi would be more than happy to restart this game, talk to his team, and get them in the right spot, as Pink Yoshi is knocked out by a sewer grape, but is still able to make the play. Baby Daisy catches that ball by inches. You would think the ball stopped midair and was like, oh, hold on, my bad, let me make sure that you're able to do this. That ball was going to fall on the exact opposite side of the fence by inches, and the slow ball and quick feet of my boy Pink Yoshi allows the catch to be made and stops the solo home run here in the 1st. What a play! Absolutely insane, jeez. See, I have water this time for when I blow up. Blooper will be the first runner in this game to get on base. What a statement. And it'll be Wiggler, Mr. Consistent Wiggle, Mr. Wigglacy, who comes up to the plate to slap against the captain. Does just that, a clean slap to the outfield for a single, allows a runner on first, a runner on second, and a chance for Reggie to prove that his bat is ready and drive this one home. The fastball from Daisy slides straight past him on the first pitch. Doesn't on the second. Reggie's ready for it. Reggie's more than ready for it. Reggie drops a bomb, and we will not have a defensive show-off today. No. The line drive is unstoppable, and that little inlet in the outfield is all that matters, as it lets a 3-run homer escape by inches. Uh-oh. I'm gonna feel real guilty. Daisy forces a weak hit from Yellow Toad. Pink Yoshi, though, not able to get fully under it in time, and it will hit the ground, and this time Daisy tires out early in the 1st inning. Oh no, think of the storyline. Luckily for the Flowers, Miyamoto grounds out immediately to first and forces the first out, and the Spitballs, they want no honor in this game. They want to take advantage of their opponents while they're winded and disappointed. The high pop fly, though, from Tyler 1, now in the correct position, doesn't do anything for the Flowers. Blue Pianta, who scored the beautiful single-run homer, last game will settle themselves for a relatively deep single. The field with Wario Stadium not, thankfully for Blue Pianta, interfering too much, and Soda Poppin will act as cleanup to try to drive Blue Pianta further down the field. Unfortunately, the only thing he'll clean up is the bases, as his ground out to the second baseman of Blooper just allows the double play and cleans the Flowers off the offense yet again. Pressure on the Flowers after a dirty stick-up and a dirty reset allows the Spitballs to steal a 3-run homer in inning number 1. Now with the captains up, a tired Daisy, a demoralized Daisy after seeing her team basically robbed, is going to have to try to act as cleanup. Is she still tired from pitching those first 5 innings maybe? Maybe. It allows Wario to get on base with a single. The captain Waluigi tries to take advantage and does exactly that with a solid hit out to right field. That'll allow even the slow lumbering Wario to advance to scoring position. But with runners on the corners, who do you trust more than a Dry Bones to try to drive this one in? Well, Daisy doesn't want any of that. She'll try to bait the Bag of Bones with a star pitch, and will do exactly that, safely caught by Blue Pianta to keep the captains honest. Unfortunately, though, that will be when Daisy is taken off the mound, and Mr. Consistency will have to dig himself out of this situation with a Wada at the plate. Luigi, known to toy with batters more than most, lots of balls for this pitcher. Tends to try to pitch around, tries to take advantage and knock out Waluigi, being a little bit greedy on first, but no. Fortunately for the Flowers, you can rely on Mr. Consistency as Iwata pops it to second base, is caught out. The second baseman of Blue Critter is able to turn the double play and get them out of a jam. Now it's Waluigi, eyes on him. Can the captain keep up the pace, or will the Flowers be the ones to drive him off the mound? First batter for the inning at least, Blue Yoshi doesn't see much luck as he grounds out to shortstop. Baby Daisy, you never know what her rattle is packing as she charges up, but she's not able to hit it high enough to escape Wiggler's mitt. Wiggler catches it for the second out of the inning. Waluigi has a chance to cleanly go through all 3 of the first innings and not allow a single Flowers player. Did the Flowers player get on base last inning? I don't remember. Whoops. I don't think they did. I think that Pink Yoshi might be the first batter on for them. And to charge up from... Now, at least one person got on because there was double play. The captain, though, with a line drive out, and in a mirror of last inning, it's runners on the corners. Whereas the Spitballs managed... Sorry, last at bat. Last half inning? When the Spitballs were batting. However, though, it's Mr. Consistency's job to drive home the first run for his team, as unlike the Spitballs, he doesn't have the benefit of an out buffer. He'll do just that, though. Popping it out to left field and safely letting Pink Yoshi touch home. The first run for the Flowers in this game won't be a single shot homer. It'll be 2 runners on, and Blue Critter has a chance to mirror what the Spitballs were able to do earlier in this game if he can drive both the captain and sub-captain home with a clean hit out to left field. Reggie and Toad, is this one going to go foul? No, but it will stay in. It's caught at the base, at the line by Reggie. And a potential 3-run homer to take the lead just barely doesn't go far enough. The Flowers are denied and immediately have to hop back on defense. A defense where Blooper is able to nail a solid shot out to center field and get his first single. Now it's Mr. Consistency versus Wiggler. And wow, excellent pitching from Luigi forces Wiggler to hit it out to Blue Pianta. You don't see Wiggler usually hit it weak enough to be caught by that second base and shortstop position, but Luigi's looking hot this game. He won't be able to stop Reggie, and the boo stops Pink Yoshi from fielding the ball. The arrow deflects it, otherwise it would have rolled into Pink Yoshi's glove and he would have at least fielded a little bit earlier. But no, the combination of the two makes sure that Reggie definitely reaches first safely, and Yellow Toad follows it up with a single of his own. Small Ball might be the game for the Spitballs. While they're on 2 outs, Miyamoto will step to the plate now. With item support and with 2 runners on, can he keep this at-bat going? Sorry, can he keep this rally going? He'll do just that with a clean hit up to the center. I was a little bit worried that Bomb-Omb was going to cause Blue Critter to not be able to catch the ball, but no. Fields it cleanly, and now bases are loaded for the Captain Wario. It's not enough, though. Overconfidence from the sneaky captain, as he'll just simply pop it straight into Blue Pianta's glove at shortstop and end the inning. Despite that 3-run homer from the Spitballs, they have been cursed, both in this game and in the last half game, to not be able to drive a runner in whenever they reach third base. Reaching third base doesn't seem like a problem for the Spitballs. Reaching home, well, that's another issue for them. However, they've done a great job regardless of shutting down the Flowers offense. Blue Pianta will try to get something going for the Flowers and will reach first. It's now Soda Pop in there. Last time he was in this position, he hit into a double play. And unfortunately for the man, it looks like that's all he's good for. Another double play to Blooper will end the inning for the Flowers. Without any offensive production, you have to wonder, when will the Flowers turn their bats hot? And can they do it before the Spitballs run away with the game? Captain Waluigi now. Clean pop out to center field. Unfortunately, it's too clean. Baby Daisy manages to get that one for the first out of the game. Green Dry Bones now up against the Green Man. Knocks his own slapper out, but aims it a little bit better than the captain and manages to safely get on first base. It'll be a water to see whether or not he's able to advance that runner. Charges it, confidence, line drive out to right field will allow a very... Oh no! I was going to say Green Dry Bones to reach third base, but the fast fielding scares the runner and keeps him on second. Blooper hits the ball just a little bit too weakly, and wow, the Spitballs do technically manage to reach third base again. It's on the play that ends the inning, as a quick double play sends us into the 5th. Now, it's not exactly doom and gloom for the Spitballs. They do hold on to that 2-run lead, but in Grand Slam Galaxy, a 2-run lead can turn into a 2-run deficit at the drop of a hat, especially with Blue Yoshi striking hot for the Flowers. The first batter for them this inning manages to get on. Baby Daisy, however, is, well, she'll turn into a great batter, but she hits into the double play, and things look grim again for the Flowers. Maybe a little bit of light with Waluigi starting to get tired, but there's still 2 outs down at the top of the 5th, and the weak bat of Yoshi, Pink Yoshi, will hit straight into Blooper, who has been so key in that second base position to keep this offense dead. Even when the Spitballs, even when Waluigi tires out, they'll still have to face down Wario. She'll bloom into a great batter. Flowers pun, flower pun, ba-bang, 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 ba-bang. Wiggler, not proving to be Mr. Consistency today, as he hits it once again to that Blue Pianta at shortstop. Gotta wonder if something's making the Flower Head nervous against the Flowers. Luigi manages to keep up the offense, or the defense, against the Spitballs, as he forces a ground out to Blue Critter at second base. Yellow Toad, we'll have to see whether or not he's able to be the first batter to actually reach base for the Spitballs this inning. No! A quick hop from Blue Pianta. You almost wonder if the entire stadium is going to shake when that man hits the ground. Regardless, 3 up, 3 out for the Spitballs at the bottom of the 5th. This is all great news for the Flowers, especially as they face a tired Wario at the top of the 6th. But unless they can find a batter who can step up to home plate after touching 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, well, they're going to be in ever more trouble. Mr. Consistency at the plate now. Not able to get revenge for the captain. He'll ground out to that shortstop position. Wiggler and Luigi may be having a little bit of trouble at the bat this game. Blue Critter, though, winds it up. We saw this attempted a hero play earlier, but this one is more than high enough. And it's the first home run for the Flowers this game. Not this Playday, but this game. As Blue Critter successfully manages to hit it just a little bit higher and nail it over the left outfield fence to make this a 1-run game. That'll be when the Spitballs finally swap their pitcher. Wario steps up to the mound to relieve his pseudo brother. But Waluigi behind the plate, you gotta wonder what type of mental games he'll try to play on the batters. Not strong enough mental games as the fire item is not quick enough to stop the pop fly being caught by Wiggler. And the Flowers only get 1 run this inning. That does make it a 1-run game, and that does place pressure on the Spitballs, but they're on arguably one of the strongest sections of their lineup. Miyamoto into Wario into Waluigi. Luigi toying with Miyamoto at the plate. Definitely known to be the batter to flirt the most with the outside of that batting box, the pitcher to flirt the most with the outside of that batting box. But he's not able to force a mistake from Miyamoto, who hits the ball cleanly into right field for a single. Now Wario. His team got scored on by a home run last inning. He'll watch the first pitch, almost an intimidation packet. Watches the second pitch. Wario, are you awake? Third pitch. Hits it straight up the center. The boo is excellently timed to force Daisy to hesitate. Miyamoto stays at third. And now we see if the curse continues for the Spitballs. They've reached third base plenty of times, but they've never been able to drive that runner in. The captain, though, Waluigi is the one to break that curse. His hit through to right field will allow Miyamoto to touch home base and run the scoreboard up for the Spitballs as they now have a 2-run lead. 2-4 now. Green Dry Bones has plenty to play with no outs and 2 runners on. Make that 2 outs and 1 runner on as his line drive up the third baseline that would have swung foul is excellently caught by the Flowers player of Soda Poppin' at third base, who turns the double play and catches Wario out at second. Unfortunately for Luigi, the follow-up batter, Iwata, is able to knock that single and advance the captain back to scoring position. Runner on second. Blooper charges, knocks it deep into center field. It eludes Baby Daisy's grasp, and it will allow the captain Waluigi to make it all the way home. Cracks starting to show in the Flowers defense as 2 clean runs for the inning are scored by the Spitballs. No home run inching over the inner center field this time. Wiggler charges and manages to knock it out to left field. The fire item doesn't result in much, but sends an ever stronger message, as that's another run to make it 3 on the inning for the Spitballs. Once they're able to play offense, they prove, well, that they certainly can play offense, as opposed to on Bowser Jr. Stadium. Meanwhile, the bobble from Blue Pianta in that key shortstop position keeps the inning going. Runners on every single base now for Star Slugger. Let me check my notes here. Yellow Toad. But he's not able to capitalize as the weak hit quickly fielded by Blue Pianta at shortstop and at least ends the inning. And what was a 1-run game is now a 4-run game. pressure on the Flowers. They need to chew through this Spitballs defense if they want to get back in this game. But 6 runs is a number that they've missed so many times before. Blue Pianta doesn't seem intimidated, as he'll charge up early and knock the ball cleanly out to center for a single. Cleanly is apparently my go-to word today. Soda Poppin' now tries to keep up that momentum and does just that. The power block interfering with the defense and allowing his single to bring Blue Pianta all the way to third base and scoring position. Good position for Blue Pianta. It's Blue Yoshi who will try to bring him home now. Not always the best batter, and unfortunately, oh no! Tries to catch out Soda Poppin'. Okay. Interesting fielding choices from Blooper. Rather than throwing it to second base, I think he knew that power block was coming and would have interrupted Wiggler being able to make the play. Throws it to first. Catches out the runner. Unfortunately, the choice in fielding position allowed Soda Poppin' to safely make it back to first. Not that that matters much, when the next play is a double play. In all that confusion, Blue Pianta did successfully make it home and at least make it a 3-run game for the Flowers. But with so much going on and such complexity, you got to admire Blooper keeping his head cool in that shortstop position, in that second base position. Welcome, Kai. Don't ask what happened before this game. There may have been a mild mistake, which I'll go over later. Now Luigi in the bottom of the 7th. He forces the first out. Second batter of Wario, though, cleanly hits that ball right into an arrow, tries the boom play, but isn't able to interfere with the play that much. Don't worry, I saw it. My bad, bud. My bad. Now with one sub-captain on, the captain needs to try to hit his way past Mr. Consistency. A powerful hit out to left field. Wario's feeling it and will advance to third. Alright. The Spitballs broke their curse of a run on third last inning. Now it's up to them to try to keep up that momentum in the bottom of the 7th. Green Tri-Bones is the slug I would trust to do it. Slaps out to left field, not caught by Blue Yoshi, but while Wario makes perhaps the smart play, the safe play, unsure whether that would have been caught, stays on third base. Iwata has bases loaded, but isn't able to hit it with enough power to avoid the infield. Blue Pianta and Blue Critter prove as essential as ever and turn that double play to deny any more points for the Spitballs. The Flowers have to lock down their defense in these last 3 innings, and they've done so beautifully in the 7th. Meanwhile, though, they have to put on the pressure on offense. If Pink Yoshi can get on base, and if Daisy can prove to continue her surprising slugging capability, well, it could be a very, very close and very, very tense last couple of innings. But no, Pink Yoshi is denied by the tall glove of Wiggler. Daisy, the captain, her team needs her. She's charging against a trick ball from Wario, but doesn't swing on it. Okay, she's got a bunch more pitches left to go. She didn't like that one. She didn't like the second. Both she charged on. She won't charge on the third and will swing on an attempt at a slider from Wario and make it a clean single. Alright. I've called him Mr. Consistency, and he's dropped the ball. Won't drop the ball that time, though, as a semi-charge hit out to left field allows a run on first and a run on second. This has been a very common situation for the Flowers, one in which they have not always performed. Captain and sub-captain on first and second. Pressure on Blue Critter to bring them both home and make this a tie game. The line drive at least evades Blooper's glove, and it will mean that the Flowers have loaded the bases for an old favorite, Tyler 1, who was so crucial in the early parts of the season for them. Can he perform when his team needs him? No! His hit is caught by Blooper, who easily turns the double play to Wiggler at second. and loaded bases turn into broken hearts for the Flowers. They will have one more chance to make up this deficit or drop down the standings. Spitballs, 3 runs up, looking to increase that lead. Blooper won't be able to do it. He catches the ball at third. I did for some reason think that Kai was the captain of the Flowers for a second. I don't know why. We'll see. We'll see their team later. Meanwhile, Wiggler is at least able to navigate a hit out to left field for a single. Possible pressure on the Flowers as Reggie steps to the plate. Can he advance Wiggler? With a hit like that out to right field, you can advance anybody. Baby Daisy does get her glove on it, but it still means the runner advances to third base. And Mr. Consistency is starting to get tired deep in this inning. If he can force a weak hit from Toad at least, but no, Toad successfully manages to hit it out to left field. Wiggler makes the same decision that Wario did last inning. A little bit nervous at the catch there, stays on third, means loaded bases and 1 out against the Spitballs. Miyamoto, if he can secure a hit here, pops it out to center field, will evade the defense. The shell takes out Blue Yoshi. That's 2 runners home. Yellow Toad is running home. That's 3. Miyamoto stays at second. And in the dying moments of this game, field interference, a misplay from Baby Daisy, and a green shell mean that 3 runners advance from the Spitballs, and they now have a 6-run lead. The Flowers dig deep. They'll turn to Blue Pianta to close this game. Credit to the big blue man. He's got a powerful arm. But can he deliver with the runner still in scoring position and Captain Wario up to the plate? Charges. Watches the ball go by. Blue Pianta trying to force something will force the hesitance from Wario, who doesn't swing on the fastball down the middle and is struck out. Gotta hope that'll increase Blue Pianta's morale, as they'll be hopefully up to bat next inning if the Flowers can reach them. Captain Waluigi, though, at least knocks home a single and advances Miyamoto to scoring position. Desperation moments now for the Flowers. Unfortunately for them, the clean hit from Green Drybones will advance the runner home, and this is now a 7-run game. Could be more with runners in the corners and Miyamoto ready to drive his captain home. Maybe no. The ball is hit straight to second base and caught by Blue Critter. All eyes and all pressure on the Flowers. Blue Pianta, who was brought in to possibly end their pitching, now has to start his team's offense, and he'll start with a whiff on a fastball straight down the center. The slap will at least allow him to reach first, but a little bit closer than it needs to be with the legs that slow. Soda Poppin needs to avoid any infield double plays to crush the Flowers' hopes in this game. And he won't be able to do just that, as the hit to Wiggler at shortstop secures the double play, and the Flowers would now need to secure 7 in 1 inning without letting up a single out. Blue Yoshi watches the first. He does hit the second one cleanly past Wiggler, avoiding that glove. That'll be the start of it. If there's 2 batters you don't want to see in this clutch situation, it's Baby Daisy and Pink Yoshi. Maybe it is Baby Daisy. What a shot from Baby Daisy! Finds that baseline beautifully to knock it fair and allow Blue Yoshi to advance all the way to third base. Pink Yoshi, to keep this inning alive, will almost certainly bring the runner home, and a misplay from Wiggler allows the ball to reach outfield. That is 1 run for the Flowers this inning. Captain Daisy has not been able to hit bombs, but has been able to hit singles. Can she keep this inning going for her team? She'll try for more with this charged hit. but it doesn't have enough power behind it, and Reggie catches it in the outfield to end this game 4-10. And after a mistake from me, what started as a defensive showcase ends up being an offensive show out, as the Spitballs secure a 1-1 record in this series and manage to score 6 runs against the Flowers. Honorable MVP honors go to Reggie, who, if I'm remembering correctly, did hit that opening 3-run bomb to the outfield. Excellent play all around from the Spitballs, and they'll be happy to get back into a playoff position, at least, versus the Flowers. Can't exactly blame the team for giving Reggie a well-deserved MVP showing there. Let's check out the box scores to see what story the stats tell us. Looking at the winning team first, Reggie clearly leading his team with a dominating batting score on the scorecard. I have to give due credit, of course, to the captains, Wario and Waluigi, whose pitching did prove good enough to lock down the Flowers offense and keep them low scoring. Also, want to give credit where it's due to Blooper, who locked down that second base position and denied the Flowers so many key plays and so many key runs with an ever reliable glove. Excellent play from the Squid today. Meanwhile, on the Flowers side, hopefully not too demoralizing a loss for them, Blue Pianta attempted everything that they could. Blue Critter was really the slugger for the team, though, as one attempt at a home run and one successful attempt at a home run was the only real slugging powerhouse that this team had. Unfortunately, the Captain Daisy not able to perform. Unfortunately, neither Tyler 1 nor Soda Poppin' able to really show up in this game. An excellent attempt all around from the players, but when you're going up against the Spitballs, when you're going up against any team in Grand Slam Galaxy, you need more power behind your bats, and the Flowers are not able to find that today. Unfortunate for them. Double checking the standings here, after the Flowers fall to the Spitballs 4-10, that does mean that for now, before the rest of the games are played, of course, that does mean that the Spitballs will navigate themselves up to currently 5th place. If the FireEggs cannot win their game later, or if the FireEggs and Musicians lose, the Spitballs can try to ascend higher, but for now, they'll have to sit comfortably in 5th place with a new 4-6 record and a +1 run differential. The Flowers, however, will stay technically in playoff contention, actually. Their record only falls to a tie with the Spitballs of 4-6. Their run differential will fall to -15, but it'll be the FireEggs who fall down to 7th, with a -18 run differential keeps them below the Flowers. If the FireEggs aren't able to score a win against the Monsters, they'll be the team in the hot seat, as they'll be the team who will end up in that terrifying 7th position at the end of the Playday. And speaking of, what is the next game? Well, pressure's on for the Fireballs, as they'll have to perform against the Monsters to stay out of the hot seat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to a field where no team has dared to tread except notably for the Monsters. And was it played in the official season, or was it only played in the preseason? The Monsters, the Musicians, and the Spitballs. And the Monarchs. But it was... The Spitballs pick was the only regular season game that botched the Peaches Ice Garden. Otherwise, Peaches Ice Garden was only seen in the preseason, as it was randomly chosen for the game between the Monsters and the Monarchs. Both games relatively low scoring. The Monsters won the preseason game 11-10. The Spitballs won the main season game 10-6. So both games broke double digits, but just barely. And we'll have to see whether or not the Monsters can put up a monster score line, or whether the FireEggs' quick feet will turn to their advantage on this field. It is home field advantage for the Monsters, which will prove interesting for them. They won it before, so they're feeling very comfortable heading back to it at least. But again, the storyline going into this FireEggs in that hot seat. They've been performing very well recently, ever since Mario took over starting pitching duties from King K. Rool. Ever since they figured out their outfield, led Yoshi with starred power, proving a speedy center fielder with me support in that outfield, and the babies trying to bring up that core and trying to lock down that infield. I want to give credit to Captain Yoshi at that second base position, whose tongue has proven so important to make huge plays and make huge waves time and time again. I'm not gross, you are. Meanwhile, the Monsters. Confidence must abound for this team as they remain in that first seed, or will the pressure be on? Sure, if they lose, they're at no risk of dropping below second. Hell, even if they lose, the rookies will have to win the game by a pretty solid margin to leapfrog the Monsters later today. But still, whenever you're on top, you gotta ask yourself, how long will it be until I fall? Can the Monsters keep up the pressure on uneven terrain? Or will the FireEggs successfully break this offensive powerhouse? I am quadruple checking the running now to make sure that we're all good. Monsters batting order looks good to me. Monsters fielding looks excellent to me. FireEggs, I already checked, but I'm going to double check again. Looks to me like their players are all set to go, confident in where they're playing today. And their batting order looks set and ready for action. We are good to go and ready to play. An odd game awaits us on Peach's Ice Garden, as the Monsters defend their top spot and the FireEggs try so hard to stay out of the bottom. Game 2 of Playday number 10 for Grand Slam Galaxy begins right now, as I leave to go blow my nose. Thankfully, no player protest today, as the star pitcher for the Monsters, Boo, will face off against Mario early. Mario, though, sets an example for his team. Clean single up the middle. I'll be curious to see how the closer to the infield positions of the outfielders on this map affect the game. In the preseason, we saw that this was a hell of a map for singles, as unfortunately for the FireEggs, Ash hits it straight to Bowser at first place, who not only catches it in his glove, but tags up first to secure that double. And Strawberry, the red Pianta, makes sure no ball from Baby DK escapes to the outfield. 3 batters, 3 outs. The FireEggs not able to get anything going early. Can the monsters prove that they have experience in odd places and start hitting this ball to the outfield? Mario, copying his brother's style, wide balls early, doesn't phase Boo though. Doesn't phase Boo much at all, as assistance from the Boo item and assistance from disruption in the outfield. I said this map was the home of triples everywhere, and Boo, the first batter for the monsters, proves that's the case with a triple to start off the monsters' offense. Bolt now, the red Magic Koopa, steps up to try to put on amazing offensive pressure early and does just that. He'll advance the runner home. Red Yoshi will at least grab the ball and deny Bolt anything more than a double, but well, that's Peach's Ice Garden. If a ball can find its way to the outfield, you can guarantee yourself doubles and triples even with slow players. The Elric brother looks to try to force the issue. Maybe trying to bunt this ball and allow Red Magic Koopa Bolt to advance to third base. Poor bunting decisions allow 2 strikes though, and he'll be forced to swing. Not able to evade Yoshi's glove though, and the captain is able to clear the bases in time for the main man Bowser to take center stage. 2 outs, only 1 run for the monsters. Bowser wants a deep hit, but Mario is teasing him with these wide pitches before trying to sneak one right down the middle. Not able to make it though. Fielded by Ash Ketchum before it can go deep. It's a single for Bowser. Not one you can complain about. Seeker now. Unfortunately, the red Koopa seeks the glove of Yoshi, who's able to be involved in all 3 outs against the monsters on that inning, and keeps them to only 1 run in the first after a devastatingly strong start. The FireEggs keep their cool in Peach's Ice Garden. Now it's their turn to try to put on some damage. Can they learn anything from the monsters batting and try to hit that center left, center right field for some deep hits? Well, Boo will prove tricky with a curveball, evading the edge of Pegasus's glove. He wasn't able to see that one, and King K. Rool comes to the plate. Charge hits are tricky on this field. The wall is certainly deep. We've never seen a home run, though that might change. King K. Rool knocks it, and well, commentators curse as King K. Rool knocks the first home run in Peach's Ice Garden history in Grand Slam Galaxy, and ties up this game quick for the FireEggs. King K. Rool is known to be a hot and cold player, and he proves that he's hot tonight. Devastating first hit to start this game. Unfortunately, the captain isn't to follow it up for much. Yoshi knocks it to Strawberry at the shortstop position. Bases stay clear, 2 outs stay on the record board. This Baby Luigi comes up to the plate. He'll not be able to navigate the infield, and the monsters will keep it to a 1-1 scoreline. But we are off to the races here in Peach's Ice Garden. It's not good when I lift my water ball up to my face and I can feel like the tendon in my shoulder snap, and I feel my whole shoulder lower by like a 1/4 of an inch while I'm just trying to take a drink. Salamander, the red critter, can he capitalize off his King's batting? Well, off a fireball pitch from Mario, he's happy just to hit it. Hit it he will though, for a single. Not going to comment on what Yoshi did there. He was just trying to stay in excellent fielding position. Unfortunately, not an excellent batting position for the FireEggs as Baby Mario proves he's got hops. Baby Jumpman jumps for the ball, secures the double play against Thermite and Red Critter. And unfortunately for Strawberry, That high ball stays in the field and the Bomb-Bomb is not able to scare Pegasus. He sees through that play and shuts down the monsters at the bottom of the second. We're still tied going into the third. Can you go over some stretches for your shoulder after the games? Thanks, hon. I'm fine. Baby Mario now will be the first batter to try to break Boo for the FireEggs here in the third. Question for the FireEggs is, while King K. Rool is an excellent slugger, who else on this team can perform? Well, there's one place to do it. It's Peach's Ice Garden. Maybe Mario, though, at least with a very standard hit, knocks it to center field and gets himself a single. Red Yoshi will try to follow it up. Boo, though, trying to keep the runner cold, throws it to first to try to keep Baby Mario honest. First pitch is a ball. Lots of balls today. Second ball, but Red Yoshi isn't very much afraid of it. He should have been afraid of pitch number 3, as the curveball down the middle is hit straight to Strawberry, who turns the double play with Captain Bowser. Now Mario drills it out to right field. The Boo is in play, but is not quick enough. Thermite able to get himself under that ball. Still though, strong hit from Mario. Excellent hit from Mario. Monsters should take note. It doesn't look like the FireEggs are going for those line drives to center left, center right that can be so dangerous. Agaric, though, with excellent aim, tries to use the field to his advantage. Excellent smarts from Red Yoshi, though. Starred player has the field intelligence to make sure he bashes through that ice and catches the pop fly. Not a lot of luck from Boo either, as he'll knock it out straight to Baby Mario for the second out of the inning. And Bolt has to prove to do something, will instead also simply pop fly out to center. The offense for the Monsters not able to get going, and not even due to the field or anything odd. They just haven't been able to really perform and really find their footing on this slippery ice. Meanwhile, it's not like the FireEggs have done much better, as Ash grounds out to shortstop. They did have that home run hit from K. Rool, which was impressive, but you can't rely on solo bombs. You need runners on base. Baby DK will try to be that for his team with a solid pop fly. Sorry, not a pop fly. It manages to hit the ground just in time, evading both Agaric and Elric, and finally the line drive out to center left. This may prove to bring Baby DK home. It will do just that. Wait! He does make it home safe, and the desperation that the Monsters need to throw with home to try to stop the out means that Pegasus is just able to safely navigate to third. It's a triple here in Peach's Ice Garden. And a run lead for the FireEggs when they needed it. When I taunted them, their bats find the right hole. King K. Rool now looks to repeat his home run performance. He's not able to do it. Will this be a sacrifice fly that allows Pegasus to run home? Yes, it will be. That'll be a 2-run lead now for the FireEggs. Home run from K. Rool, brought in 1 run in the second. Sac fly from him brings in 1 run in the fourth. Either way, that's putting pressure on starting pitcher Boo as he starts to tire. Captain Yoshi, line drive out to center field. That'll end the inning, but you gotta wonder how much longer star player Boo will be able to last on that mound. You also gotta wonder when the Monsters will be able to capitalize on their experience, or if Peach's Ice Garden will be their downfall. Interesting field to play on. Elric, though, not quick enough to catch the Mario Fireball, is at least smart enough to hit the slider. The bobble from Red Yoshi doesn't matter for much, as Elric still successfully navigates his way to first. And whereas the Slugger for the FireEggs, K. Rool has performed so well, we'll have to see how the Slugger Bowser is able to perform. He charges it, he hits it deep, it stays in the field. We usually expect these power blocks to be brought in late. It does just that, but it does definitely allow Elric to safely reach first base. Not sure how much pressure he was in with the ball that deep, but still. Monster Slugger turns up short as Seeker now. We'll have to try to advance the runner. He's not able to navigate his way past Baby Mario, and in a play that we've seen earlier this game, Baby Mario hops for it, turns the double, and ends the inning for the Monsters. Now they'll be going into the back half of the batting order next time they get to bat. Before they even get there, though, they need to navigate the babies. This is a field where those weaker batters can try to shine if they can navigate their way past the infield. Baby Luigi is not able to do so, though. Are they more likely to trip on the ice? I don't think so. They're just a little bit slidey. Baby Mario mirrors his brother, grounds out to second base, and Bolt is able to turn that play. Now it's Red Yoshi, who fumbled last time. The Boo play, though, this might be an in-the-park home run. He keeps running. He touches second. Garrick is trying to get the ball. He does not buddy play to get it home, and it's an inside-the-park home run for Red Yoshi to increase the lead for the FireEggs. When you have synergy like that on a field like this, you need to get that ball in quickly. The fast runner, the start runner, Red Yoshi, is more than fast enough to take advantage and get the FireEggs to a 3-run lead. Trouble for the defense. The Monsters are now down 3 runs. 2 outs on the inning at least, but not able to do much as both Mario and Ash are able to reach first base. Trouble for the Monsters. And it looks like they might fall, but they've got plenty of opportunities left after Bolt reels in that catch to get their offense going. 2 very dangerous hitters and a fine enough hitter in the middle of this inning, no matter what. A Salamander, Strawberry, and Thermite, not in that order, will at least reach the plate. Salamander does a great job with boost support, finding that hole that Red Yoshi did last time, but he's not the speedster that Red Yoshi is. He will not be able to reach further than second. Thermite now needs to aim for that outfield and follows up the success of Salamander with a line drive to almost the exact same position. That'll be at least a double. Will we see more? No. The buddy play does bring in the ball in quick, but the double does allow Salamander to touch home, and the lead decreases to 2, with no outs still on this inning. Another dangerous batter comes to the plate, though. Strawberry can follow this up with another devastating hit. Looks like the Pianta wants to bunt. Wild story, that one, isn't it? Glances at chat. But no, 2 strikes will force Strawberry to swing. The slap not able to find its way past Yoshi, who turns the double play with Baby Mario. An odd throw that bounces along the ground, but is good enough for the double play. A Garrick now. We'll have to see if he can keep this inning alive for the Monsters. 1 run at a time is not going to be fast enough for them. A Garrick will be plenty fast to reach first base, though, off that hitter center field. And good news for the Monsters, the starting pitcher, Mario, is starting to tire. Boo, who hit a key triple earlier, doesn't look like a follow-up success. I believe this fireball should be way more than too late. And Red Yoshi is able to get the glove on that one. The Monsters score a run. It's a 2-run game with 4 innings left to go. But you gotta wonder whether this is too slow a pace for the Monsters. It's definitely too slow so far, as we definitively hit the second half of this game, and as Pegasus knocks a clean hit over Bolt for a single. Now it's the Slugger, the man himself, King K. Rool. 1 home run, 1 sac fly, 1 deep hit to right field. The ice doesn't hit Thermite, and Pegasus is not advanced fast enough to take advantage of the pop fly. He'll stay on first. Captain Yoshi, not a lot of luck so far at the plate, but charges early against Bowser on the first pitch. Doesn't charge on the second, but isn't able to avoid Strawberry, who slides on the ice for that catch and turns the double play. Okay, monsters, you have 4 chances to score 2 runs if you keep the FireEggs cold. They've not had much of an opportunity so far. Good burn, by the way, Silver Lily. I see that in the chat. Bolt charges early, perhaps learning that his best chances on this field are in the outfield. No, he wants the slap, but that's a very well-placed one. The slap to right field allows for a single as Mario continues to tire. Elric faces the tired pitcher with confidence, is not able to find his way past Yoshi's tongue, and the tongue catch from Yoshi turns the double play and clears the plate bases and leaves Bowser, the captain, with nothing to play with as he faces down Mario, his detested rival. He's charging against a Mario star pitch, knocks it into left field. This one will go foul. Will Ash get under it? Yes! That means that the pop into the foul line will still result in the 3rd out, and the monsters get nothing. They need a run now. But more importantly than that, they need to stop the FireEggs. Bowser needs to get his way past Baby Luigi and Baby Mario. Last inning, or last at bat, for the babies, they weren't very successful. Baby Luigi grounding out to shortstop, Mario grounding out to second base. This time, Baby Luigi hits a clean single up the hits a clean single by knocking it to center field. Baby Mario is not able to reverse his fortunes though, and his pop to Strawberry at shortstop will just allow the double play and clean bases for the monsters going into Red Yoshi. Bowser would love to shut this down now and get his team back into batting position, but no, he'll be denied that. This might not be too bad. If he can shut down Mario, he'll at least not have to worry about Mario next inning. And the pop fly, the boo interference is possible, but too late. And Agaric manages to get under that one to secure his team a 3rd out and stop the FireEggs. The first time where the FireEggs go 2 innings without scoring a run so far this game. And the monsters will need to navigate the pitching power of Yoshi here on Peach's Ice Garden. Seeker finds his line, a single, with that grounder up to center field through second base. Now it's Salamander. Pivotal hit from the man before, but unfortunately not good enough this time. He does pop it out to center, does successfully score himself a single, but Red Yoshi is able to field it in time to stop the runner at second. 1 out. Yoshi faces down Thermite. Thermite needs to try to advance this runner. The bobble from Mario and the boo to stop the pickup play from Pegasus. That bobble could turn out to be so important as it would have easily ended the inning. But Mario, now in that second base position instead of Yoshi, is not able to turn the double play. Strawberry teasing with that bunt, but pulls it back. Instead, well, he should have bunted last time, and he should have bunted that time. He swings and just allows a morale boost for the FireEggs as Yoshi scores a strikeout on the Pianta. And Mario, still unable to turn that play when he needs to in the second base position, means that we've got bases loaded. We've seen Boo hit a triple earlier this game. A similar performance would net 3 runs and a lead for the monsters here. But no, while Mario isn't able to turn the play, Baby Mario definitely is. And a dangerous, terrifying position for the FireEggs. results in a scoreless inning for the Monsters. They'll only have 2 more chances to try to even up this game. Not what we were expecting on Peach's Ice Garden. Ash, who has hit some well-placed balls, is not able to find the right place to throw his. He'll pop it to Strawberry at shortstop. Baby DK now, who hasn't had very much success this game yet, watches the first 2 pitches, charges early on the third, but a close-in pitch from Bowser, excellently placed, forces the weak hit, and the ground out. Now it's Pegasus. Can he get a runner on for the ever-dangerous King K. Rool? He can. The pop fly does successfully make its way out to right field, and that's a runner on first for the bat that has been unstoppable. Early charge from K. Rool. He still watches the first one. Early charge on the second pitch. It was close to the plate, though, and close to the batter. And it stops the high hit. Bowser finding that sweet spot to force weak contact. Excellent IQ from the pitcher. And the third scoreless inning for the FireEggs. However, the Monsters need runs on the scoreboard, and they need it now. I think Pegasus would have been able to catch Bolt out at first, but instead opts to throw it to second. Odd play from the outfielder. Regardless, Elric takes advantage, nets himself a single. That's now 2 runners on. And we've advanced to the dangerous part of the Monsters rotation. Captain versus Captain. Bowser versus Yoshi. Charges. Slams it. Out center field. That's deep to center field. Yoshi tries for the buddy hit. Elric needs to realize what's happening and turn home, but he doesn't. Possible catch out by K. Rool for an out. No! Elric makes it safe. That is 1 run for the Monsters, a runner on second, and a runner on third. I think few fielders besides Red Yoshi with that boost of speed could have made it to the outfield that quick and stopped even more damage. The FireEggs maintain a 1-run lead, but Seeker sees through Yoshi's tricks and bouncing off of the first baseman with a forced bundle with that start pitch means that Seeker is able to drive in 2 more runners and advance all the way to third base. The Monsters, late in this game, secure a 1-run lead off 2 key smacks from the Turtles. Bowser and Seeker back to back. Now it's Salamander. There's still no outs on this inning. The FireEggs have to stop this damage. The charge hit from Salamander finds its way to the outfield. The boo means that Red Yoshi will not be able to find his way under it, and another runner drives their way home. It's a triple from Salamander on Peach's Ice Garden. That means that the Monsters' lead advances to 2. And what was so dangerous, so scary for the Monsters turns into a lead as a lack of confidence makes the FireEggs turn away from their captain and turn to Baby Mario. While Mario may have had to be taken off the mound, he was too tired. Baby Mario has plenty of gas left in his arm, but unfortunately the first hit is not good for Baby Mario. A drive out to right field evades the outfielders, gets a double, and scores another point. Trouble for the FireEggs. They're down by 3, which is more than either team has scored so far in this game, besides the Monsters this inning. The weak hit from Strawberry does allow Yoshi to field the ball, bring it to third, and secure the first out of the inning against Thermite. It's immediately followed up by a fine hit from Agaric up to center field mode for a single, runner on first, runner on second yet again. 1 out now. Boo tries to navigate his way past the infield, but Yoshi swapped from that second base position to that shortstop position and makes the catch when he's needed to turn that play. It's a 5-run inning for the Monsters. and the FireEggs are heading into the weaker part of their batting rotation. If they make this comeback, they will earn it, and the captain wants to try it, but his ball is a little too slow. Fielded by Elric in left field. 2 outs now before the possible end of the game. And Bowser knows it. Start pitch against Baby Luigi to force the first strike. Baby Luigi isn't able to clear the infield and is fielded by Strawberry. Pressure is all on Baby Mario, who has not been able to secure a hit when he's needed and isn't able to do it now. The ground out to second base secures the 4-7 win for the Monsters. And what was a runaway upset by the FireEggs turns to disaster in the come on. A runaway for the FireEggs turns into disaster late. That means that the FireEggs will stay in that 7th place position, and Peach's Ice Garden delivers yet another exciting game as the Monsters keep on top of the league with a 7-4 scoreline. People are going to root against them, especially when it's a big underdog. Listen. People rooted against Roman Reigns for 4 years, and where did it get them? Well, WrestleMania in 2024 when he lost. Monsters. I think the Monsters have secured playoffs? No, not quite. Wait. No, not quite yet. But that 4-7 win over the FireEggs and clutch bats from the Monsters keep them safe in what I won't label as a barn burner, but still think was an excellent, excellent game from both teams. MVP honors go to both Bolt in that key second base position and Thermite, whose bat brought home so many runners. That 8th inning, really what the Monsters needed when they needed it most. We'll go straight to the scoreboard here. Looking at it, it's not like the Monsters had any blow-away performers. Magikoopa and Thermite both performing fine, securing that MVP position with help from items for both of them and fielding from Magikoopa. Well deserved, I think, on his part. But just behind them on the scorecard, we were inches away from a triple MVP, a Strawberry who we might expect, and Seeker, who we were not. Both barely miss out on MVP honors, but it's hard to argue against Seeker when they managed to navigate that ball in the 8th inning when they were needed most so cleanly. Meanwhile, over on the FireEggs side, it's hard to have a standout performance, but it's Pegasus, who is at least the under MVP for this team. I have to give a big shout out to Yoshi. Excellent fielding in second base and then shortstop later in the game. Excellent pitching until that 8th inning came slamming down on him. I think full credit to Mario for starting that game in the pitcher's box. The bobble, thankfully, I don't think resulted in anything. Was the one run that inning already scored? It might have resulted in an additional run, but it didn't end up mattering in the end. An embarrassing moment for the jump man for sure, but thankfully not too impactful on the final results of the game. Besides arguably navigating the lineup for the Monsters just a little bit further down that batter's lineup, and we all know ain't no jerk like the butterfly effect. Bows and FireEggs can go as 6-8. Oh yeah. This game does leave the FireEggs after falling to the Monsters 4-7. The best the FireEggs can do now, as they will definitely be in 7th place at the end of this, Best they can hope for now. Wait, what are you talking about? The FireEggs can end this season 8-6, and the Monsters can end this season also 8-5. Am I done? Sorry. Yes, the Monsters can only end the season. I didn't score the win for them. They're 9-1 now. So the worst they can go is 9-5. The best that the FireEggs can go is 8-6, meaning that yes, the Monsters are the first team to 100% secure a playoff run in this postseason. Congratulations to them as they look to continue to secure that top seed heading deeper into this season. However, before we get to that, we get to the number one competitor for the honor, and that's this following game for the Rookies versus the Bows on Mario Stadium. I set up the wrong game. Those players are still warming up. Rookies versus the Bows on Mario Stadium Day. The Rookies are now, with a game to play, their run differential is 23 below the Monsters. So if they want to tie the Monsters in run differential, they'll need to win this game by at least 23. The Bows are not eliminated from playoff contention yet, but any win streak would have to start basically right now, and disaster would have to fall the rest of this league. Not much more to say on that. Anything's possible in Grand Slam Galaxy, and we'll double check again real quick to make sure that there's not any interference. Looks like the Rookies lineup is all good to go. So it is. So it is. Their outfield is all set. Their batting order is also all good. Meanwhile, on the Bows side, their outfield, as long as this is Blue Dry Bones, so it is. Gray Shy Guy, Statler comes back, my boy. Dry Bones, Birdo, Yellow Shy Guy, Blue Shy Guy, Yellow Magic Koopa, Yellow Yoshi. Batting order set. Yellow Yoshi, Birdo, Statler, Yellow Magic Koopa, Yellow Shy Guy, Blue Dry Bones, Blue Shy Guy, Dry Bones, and Gray Shy Guy. We're all set, so we're just going to get straight into it. Storyline going into this game is that the Bows need to play spoiler. If they lose this game, the Rookies stay right behind the continuing dominance of the Monsters. If they lose this game, that happens. If they win, could it be the dream run back to see Bows in the playoffs in this postseason? Well, we'll find out which way the bat swings right now, after I take another break to blow my nose. What is it about commentating that always gives me a stuffy nose? This always happens every time. Forget no, excuse me. Forget stretches from my shoulder. I need a stretch from my nose. As the first batter for the Rookies, Bowser Jr. pops into that shortstop position, and Dry Bones makes the first defensive play of the game. Unfortunately, he's not able to make the second, and Brock will reach base. I think the thing that we're all wondering here, the Rookies are known for being a consistently terrifying batting lineup, and that's the first homer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mario Stadium. Welcome to a Rookies game. almost any batter on this team can score a home run at any moment. And it's been a scourge for all teams in Grand Slam Galaxy. Follow-up good place item play will allow Cookie to advance to second base. And with one out now and Hammer Bro at the bat, a starting Hammer Bro at the bat, starting pitcher Yellow Shy Guy will have to find his way past a terrifying batter. Another strong hit though. Should be noted, no outfield synergy on the Bows. Results in another 2-run homer. Gotta kick my feet up. 23 runs for the Rookies to get even with the Monsters. Well, they definitely start more than good enough. At least Bouncer grounds out to Berto at that second base position. 2 outs now on the inning. And it's up now to try to stop this. Keep this going. The bobble from Gray Shy Guy. Too much power behind that bat allows to go all the way to second. Instead of the end of the inning, it might just be another home run as Brown Critter steps to the plate. Batter number 8, home run number 3. Add 2 more to the scoreboard here. Oopsie daisy. That is now 6 runs in the first inning of 3 home runs for the Rookies. They are more than 25% of the way to that 23-run scoreline. Berto now picks up the mound to try to bring her team into this game. Pitcher's blessing shows its face. And the first batter, John Cena, grounds out to second base. The Rookies do successfully manage to see all 9 batters in the first inning and score 6 off of it. Bows, meanwhile, will have to try to start to see who their slugger is. Yellow Yoshi flies out to the shortstop position. Berto, whose bat has ever proven powerful, tries to knock a homer for her team. But the synergy in the outfield, Brown Critter and John Cena catch that one and deny the first run for the Bows. Up now to Statler to try to keep the Bows in the first inning of this game. Or will they not manage to get a runner on the field? 2 strikes, 2 outs. Watch out, Statler. Statler able to successfully get his way past Cookie. I think the fireball did actually stop Hammerbro from being able to field that, and it would have been close as to whether or not he successfully got to first base. But in this universe, Statler successfully reaches first. Yellow Magic Koopa follows it up with a pop out to deep center right. That will allow Statler to get to scoring position, and Yellow Magic Koopa takes advantage and still manages to reach second base. That's a double. Runner on second, runner on third. 2 runners in scoring position for the slugger, Yellow Shy Guy. Star hit, evades Hammer Bros' star catch. Bad play from Brown Critter. It's another double, and 2 runs manage to bring themselves home for the Bows as Yellow Shy Guy reaches second base. Go on. Blue Dry Bones, you know how I love the Dry Bones batters, comes up to the plate. Won't opt for a home run though, and that pop fly in left field will end the inning. How's the audio balance, by the way? Did I ever turn the game? Oh, I didn't. Oh no, I never turned the game down. I turned down just a little, so I don't have to scream over to my microphone. Captain Bowser Jr., after successfully leading 9 batters last game, is able to confuse Statler. Sun must have gone in his eyes. and successfully makes his way to first. A weak hit from Brock does still successfully find the hole in the center. And now, runner on first, runner on second, power hitter at home plate, and Birdo will have to navigate her way past Green Critter, who charges early, hits it slow, but hits it deep. That's another homer from a Critter, and another 3 runs up on the board for the rookies. (9-2) scoreline shows how much they have to worry about. Cookie, the ever-reliable starter pitcher, comes to the plate. Birdo tries to trick out with the star pitch and successfully does so. 4 strike 2. A strikeout here would be huge for her team, but no. Cookie successfully manages to find the hole up the center for a single. That's 1 runner on for another dangerous home run hitter. Hammerbro comes up to the plate. Isn't able to charge in time for the fastball from Birdo. Isn't able to find contact for the slider from Birdo. And the fastball straight down the center. With 2 strikes, it forces a weak slap hit from Hammerbro. All he'll cash in is a single. Lots of double play opportunity now for the Bows here. Bouncer hits it to left field, and in a fielder's choice moment, Blue Drybones out in left field throws it to second base, scores 1 out, but allows Cookie to advance to third. Now, has the chance to advance her home. Not able to do so though, as she hits it too high up the third baseline, allowing Yellow Magic Koopa to snag it before it hits dirt and catches out the runner at third, Cookie, to stop the inning for the rookies. Besides, 1 more 3-run homer, the rookies are stopped in that inning. A bobble from Hammerbro allows Blue Shy Guy to reach first base. Drybones. Alright, I'll stop the bit. I'll stop the bit if not for no other reason than my sinuses. Drybones and Gray Shy Guy come up huge, and the Bows are able to find all the holes in this offense, including Blue Shy Guy knocking Captain Bowser Jr. out of the way to score a run off a good deep hit from Gray Shy Guy. Excellent base running from the Bows. I believe they have no outs so far this inning. No outs so far. As Yellow Yoshi comes up to the plate. Watches pitch number 1. Cookie tries to keep Gray Shy Guy honest before throwing out pitch number 2. It's a slow ball straight up the middle, but Yellow Yoshi still isn't able to get good contact, and Green Critter makes the dive to turn the pop from Yellow Yoshi into a double play. There's still a runner on third base. Drybones is still safely on third, and Slugger Birdo could try to bring him home. The charge hit flies out to right field. I don't think Brown Critter's making it there in time. And revenge for the Bows, as Captain Birdo is able to turn her own home run and score 2 big points against the rookies. That'll make it a 9-5 game, and tire out the starting pitcher Cookie so bad that the rookies are making an early substitution and bringing Bowser Jr. up to the mound. Interesting slugging from the Bows, but Bowser Jr., one of the best pitchers in the league. We usually don't see him very much because Cookie usually lasts a lot longer, but he proves so by forcing Statler to ground out and ending the inning for the Bows. Still, the Bows can't be upset with a 3-run inning, but they have to find something to stop the rookies' offense. That'll become even harder once Birdo tires herself out and scrounging for secondary pitchers becomes all that much harder for the Bows. John Cena now. Can he turn more action? No. The double play for the Bows as Dry Bones and Yellow Shy Guy clear the bases. It does mean that Bowser Jr. comes back up to bat. He's a pretty consistent hitter. He charges, but he's not able to find his way past the infield. And 3 runners up, 3 runners gone, and a scoreless inning for the rookies. The Bows now, 4 behind. They need to navigate their way back through the batting order back to their captain, Birdo. Yellow Magic Koopa will be first with that tall task. Smart enough to see the 2 balls fly past home plate, even if he needs a strong prescription. Don't. Unfortunately, though, might need his prescription just as he watches 2 strikes, assisted, of course, by the star pitch from Bowser Jr. Unfortunately for Yellow Magic Koopa, even after watching those 4 pitches, the 5th one will just force him to hit it right in Hammer Bros range. It'll be Yellow Shy Guy who actually starts the action for the Bows with a good grounder up through second base to reach the outfield. Blue Dry Bones now. He's, I believe in the power of the Dry Bones, but they've gone for more slaps this game, and that trend will continue. Unfortunately for Blue Dry Bones, he's not able to navigate his way past Critter, who, in a matter of inches, managed to get the ball back into first in time to stop Yellow Shy Guy, and make sure that the Bows are scoreless this inning too. Is the first scoreless inning for both teams. Then we head into the 4th. Birdo, her tall task remains stacked to the mountains, but the weak hit from Brock still forces the runner to be caught out at first, even with POW block assistance. What a play from Yellow Shy Guy. Green Critter is not able to keep up his home run derby, as his hit out to left field is a great line drive, but it's a line drive that's targeted at Blue Dry Bones at that left field position. And Dry Bones is able to catch the next out and force 2 scoreless innings in a row from the rookies. Now Blue Shy Guy's responsibility to start this off, and start this off he does. A clean hit up the middle, gets a run on first. If we've seen home run talent from the Bows, we've seen it from Birdo, but if we're gonna see home run talent from the Bows, we might as well see it from Dry Bones. He's charging against a Bowser star pitch, but is not able to make contact. Paint disrupts him. A pseudo curveball just means that Dry Bones hits a slap. Brown Critter's not able to get under the ball in time, a little bit of a slow player. Allows a run on first, run on second. Gray Shy Guy charges against the pitch from Bowser Jr., but watches it fly. Watches the second ball fly over home plate. Now it's a slider. Gray Shy Guy does make contact, but Hammer Bro makes the catch with a jump for the double play and clears the runner off second. Yellow Yoshi now, if he can get on base, which he will with a pop out to right field. Run on first, run on second, 2 outs. Birdo has already come up huge for her team, but the starred captain will need to do so again. Charge up. Huge hit, deep, fast, when her team needs her most, and the extra star power helps her the most. That is another home run, but instead of 2, it's good for 3. As 2 runners on, allow the Bows to make this a 1-run game against the rookies on Mario Stadium. What a play. Unfortunately, Statler knocks it to Hammer Bro. Ground out for the last out, but the Bows have been able to put some numbers on the board this game. 8 more than they've scored in like the last 3 to 4 games combined. 8 is more than the last 3 to 4 games combined. I think they've usually scored 3 runs per game. I'd be curious what their average is, but, well, that's a stark reminder of who they're playing against, as Hammer Bro knocks his own home run cleanly up the center. I'm not sure any team's outfield would have been able to stop that one. That does increase the run lead for the rookies to 2. Put it at 10-8. Now the Bows need to shut down these me batters. Unfortunately for them, Bouncer's able to find the hole in the defense. Knocks out his single. We'll need to hit into a double play here if the Bows want a good chance. And hit into a double play she does. Her ball is caught by Drybones at shortstop, who turns it to first for the double play. Now Brown Critter with no runners on needs to get his way past Birdo. Swing and a miss on the first strike, assisted by the star pitch from the captain. Fastball hits a bad hit from Brown Critter, but the bobble from Yellow Shy Guy is not what you want to see. Birdo tiring is not what you want to see either, as soon as a weaker pitcher comes up to play, we can expect a lot more offense against the Bows. I love how you blow your mic out every time you call his name. Gotta put some respect on it. It's 1 run off a solo shot bomb from the rookies. But how much longer can the Bows keep up this magical offensive performance from them? Well, a little bit longer, says Yellow Magic Koopa, as he'll hit a clean single up the center. It's what she'd want. She'd want other people to suffer. You're so right. Star pitch from Bowser Jr. has treated him well so far this game. Continues to treat him well, I suppose, as Yellow Shy Guy hits it up the baseline and into Brock at first base for a double play. It does mean that Bowser Jr. is starting to tire, and it lets Blue Drybones hit a ball out. I was calm because that was an easy catch from Brown Critter, and but I think, here's my guess. I think they reached under the ball at the same time, and they were just so confused about who should jump that they didn't end up jumping at all. That means that outfield chemistry has been disrupted, as Bowser Jr. can't feel the confidence to close, and brings up to pitch against the Bows. Drybones now with a runner on first, slaps it, successfully navigates it out. Blue Shy Guy thinks about running to third, but stays on second. The Bows now, there's still 2 outs, so we expect a ground out or something bad from Gray Shy Guy here to end this inning for the Bows. He'll charge though, and against the star pitch, try but fail to find the hole. Hammerbro able to feel that one, despite how long it takes for him to reel it in, he still does so. The Bows score 1, but only 1. This is still a 1-run game. But perhaps, well, actually no. To be fair, if anyone has great relief pitchers, it's the rookies. Those jerseys, those me's, I should start calling them jerseys. Silver Lily, when you started calling them jerseys at the start of the season, that was very clever, and I did not give it enough credit. Regardless, as 2 groundouts from both the Captain Bowser Jr. and the second batter, who's Brock. Excellent start for the Bows on defense here, so that forced 2 outs as Green Critter comes to the plate. But calling them jerseys was an excellent decision. The high ball from Critter barely doesn't find outside the park. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 1-run game for the Bows going into inning number 6. The bottom of inning number 6. Go on! Oh, as a pitcher, Yellow Yoshi finds the perfect line to escape both Bouncer's glove and Brown Critters, and bad fielding due to the banana lets Yellow Yoshi find his way to second. The Captain Birdo now up and hits a bomb deep and quick. The fielders aren't able to get there in time. The Bows have a 1-run lead against the rookies as Berto hits the bomb to go up 10 to 11. Statler keeps the rally going. The excellent hit just navigates above Green Critter on that shortstop position. And now Yellow Magic Koopa is up. He'll try to keep this rally going. There's still no outs. Unfortunately for him, he'll hit it too close to the range of Hammer Bro, who will fish that one in for the catch and the second out of the inning. Is there a way to check? Did I not? I said this. No, I said the CPU to 4. There's no way to check. But I know I did. Even if I didn't, it'd be affecting both teams. Hey, remember Diddy Kong? Yeah. Remember this guy? Remember how this feels. The Bows have the lead, but finally are forced to turn to their third pitcher. Yellow Magic Koopa is a fine relief pitcher if he can last. And last he won't. The rookies remind everybody why they're here as Cookie, the first batter for the inning, hits a beautiful bomb up center field to tie the game for the rookies. Hammer Bro is up next. He'll have no trouble following up with his own bomb, which will no doubt tire out Magic Koopa and might even lead him to only face down 2 batters. Magic Koopa is trying to force weak contact with curveballs. The first curveball avoids the plate. The second slider forces the foul at least. Third pitch. Tries a curveball. Again, avoids the plate, but Hammer Bro isn't buying it. Third curveball. Not enough to force weak contact from Hammer Bro. That's the second home run in a row. That is now a 2-run lead, or is it a 1-run lead? I'm sorry, I've lost count. I was expecting to be in this position. 1-run lead, I'm sorry, for the rookies. Yellow Magic Koopa needs to shut down this defense. Curveball forces Bouncer to watch the first one. Another curveball. Favorite pitch from Yellow Magic Koopa forces a weak hit. Bouncer will ground out to the second base position. I'm being careful not to peek the mic this time. We'll now try to figure out her way past this tricky pitcher. Charges. The slow ball up the center means that she will successfully knock a double in this game. And with Brown Critter coming up next, well, I feel like the magic might be fading. Runner on second. Yellow Magic Koopa needs to navigate Brown Critter, who would love to secure another hit and another home run this game. But no, he'll take the star hit. This should... No! Blue Drybones makes the catch against a Brown Critter star hit. Amazing form there to keep the ball in play. John Cena, though, still successfully hits it center left and knocks another run home for the Bows. Not great for them. They need to stop this offense now. There is no weak part of the rookie's rotation. There's no advantage of trying to get John Cena out now. And that hit will bring Yellow Magic Koopa off the mound. And this is where the Bows are in trouble. Blue Shy Guy needs to find the third out for this inning and does so. Pitcher's blessing lets him knock out Bowser Jr. Did I just say something? John Cena went for the Bows. Will try to close against the Bows. Blue Drybones is an ever reliable hitter and will prove that by popping it up to center field. That's one runner on for them. Blue Shy Guy now needs to navigate this mess so that Shy Bones can have 2 runners on. No. Caught out at first, and the double play as Blue Drybones is not able to make it home in back to first in time. That means that it's Drybones alone with no support from runners on base and 2 outs facing him Can he hit it deep? No, he'll opt for the slap, but it'll be caught up by Green Critter. And 3 quick outs remind the Bows that they're still in a hole here. Now Blue Shy Guy is facing down a terrifying section of the Rookies' rotation to try to keep hopes for this game alive for the Bows. Bouncer grounds out to Dry Bumps. It's an excellent start for them. Green Critter now, who's hit so many home runs so far, comes back up to the plate, charges early. The ball isn't high enough to escape the field. It's not high enough to escape Gray Shy Guy either, who manages to get under it for the second out. Cookie. Will she be the end of this inning? She charges, but she doesn't have the confidence, she doesn't have the sightedness to knock that tricky slider from Blue Shy Guy. She'll ground out to Yellow Shy Guy. And that's 3 up, 3 outs against the Rookies. The Bows with a real... I cannot believe this. The Bows with a real chance to steal this game. Gray Shy Guy knocks a single. I can't... The sunglasses are coming off. Yellow Yoshi now with a runner on first. Traditionally has trouble, will still have trouble, and even though that slow reel-in has cost Hammerbo plays against other teams, Gray Shy Guy is not fast enough to reach first base successfully. That means that he'll get out, and the Captain Birdo will get a weak hit. Nothing for her means that the Bows will minimum need to score 2 runs in the 9th. That's if, by some miracle, Blue Shy Guy manages to navigate his way past Hammerbo, who has been so consistently successful. Foul from Hammerbo. 1 strike, 1 ball. If he can find another strike, no. But at least the hit from Hammerbo will stay in the field. The item interference does allow him to navigate to second, that is scoring position. Bouncer now will try to bring that runner home and really seal this game for the Bows. Unfortunately, he's not able to navigate his way past Yellow Shy Guy at that second base position, and now with a runner on third and Brown Critter up, it would take a disaster play and they won't get one. No. Will drive Hammerbo in with a clean hit to center field and extend the run to lead to 3. Brown Critter could seal this game with a well-placed home run. Charges. Watches the first one. You don't want to see him miss the second one. He charges. It's a star pitch. It forces a weaker hit. And it barely goes foul by inches. With 2 strikes now, we wouldn't expect Brown Critter to charge it. He doesn't. No, he'll slap it out to left field. It means that it's a single. Lots of opportunity for double plays now against the Rookies with a runner in first and runner on second. This inning could end at any moment, and it does! Yellow Shy Guy turns the double play, manages to snag the ball that John Cena was trying to hit to right field, and him and Dry Bones end the inning. The Bows enter a weak part of their rotation. Their slugger, Birdo, who's been responsible for 5 runs this game, just got out at the end of last one. Statler needs to show up for his team, and he's stopped by Hammerbo. Magic Koopa now, Yellow Magic Koopa, needs to show up for his team. First ball flies past him as a strike. Second ball knocks it right to that Hammerbo position again, and in a familiar condition, if you watch the other 2 games, the Bows need to score 3 runs without letting up a single out, as no team tonight has been able to turn up clutch in the 9th. Yellow Shy Guy strikes on the first 2. It looks like Ohoho will go for a close pitch on this third, forces the star pitch, forces the bobble, but it goes high enough that Brown Critter is able to catch the bounce, and the Rookies snag this victory away from the Bows and keep up their win streak to secure at least 2 wins above the rest of the standings, besides the Monsters, after this game. What a game from the Bows. What a show of mortality from the rookies. You wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect that slugging potential from the Bows, which honestly kept them in this game. But they make it, as they say, a nail biter. Absolutely close, absolutely fascinating game, elevated by the problems that the Bows have had so far this season. But they've shown that they can put up a great game against any team. They just need to be able to cross, I was going to say that finish line. They need to cross that plate at home. Get those last runs when it really matters. What a fascinating game. I would say that all 3 games so far in this Playday have been very exciting. Honors for MVP goes to Hammerbro, and it's hard to argue it, as he was the home run hitter who stayed so consistent that entire game. We'll check out the scoring box now, and though I acted very dismissive of the Bows, you gotta give it up to them. First though, let's talk about the rookies. Incredible overall score from this team. Critter, Hammerbro, and Brown Critter. The way they're spread out, the way they have such consistent runners for them, between them, the way that Hammerbro has started allowing him to get that extra batting power and really drive bombs. This is a wild and dangerous team to go against for anyone. And they proved that continued domination tonight. Look at the scores. Hammerbro, Critter, Brown Critter, all showing up and showing out for their team with incredibly high batting scores due to those home runs. On the Bows side, well, Berto has proven that she can stick with them at least. The rest of her team, not high on the scoreboard, but credit where it's due, still performed pretty solidly. Those dry bones on the latter half were terrifying to watch play. The Shy Guys performed pretty decently. Yellow Shy Guy in that second base position with one of the highest fielding scores that I think we've ever seen in Grand Slam Galaxy, and well-deserved from him, turning many key plays to make any Rookies fan keep biting their nails, well, basically down to the bone. Fascinating game to watch. And with incredible game after incredible game after incredible game, we're going to head to the last one for Playday number 10. Before we go into the last trade window for all these teams, we'll have to see one more game. Last week, they delivered us a double inning overtime, and what is, to me, the greatest game in the history of Grand Slam Galaxy. Will we see a repeat of that excitement, or will we see a sweep as the musicians take on the Monarchs, heading into their choice of field? For the Monarchs having home field advantage, we're going to be heading to Daisy Cruiser. Okay, as a field, every time I look at Daisy Cruiser and I'm like, this one has to be a home run derby, this one has to be a home run derby, this one has to be a home run derby, that has not been the case. Both these teams, though, really need this game. After I double-check the standings, the Rookies now, after that last game, for now, secure themselves the second highest run differential in the league, stealing it from the Monarchs. Actually, the Rookies were at plus 38, the Monarchs are currently at plus 39. The Rookies go up to plus 41, so if the Monarchs win this game, they'll stay within 2 wins of the Rookies. They'll actually elevate themselves to 2 wins above the middle of the pack teams. And they'll be in second place in run differential, making a strong push for why they should be in that second place position despite the amazing rise from the rookies. Before they do that though, they have to face down the musicians. I'm not joking here. If the musicians lose this game, it's the Monsters and the Rookies, 2 wins, the Monarchs, 2 wins, and then the musicians, Flowers, FireEggs, and Spitballs will all have a 4-6 win-loss record. So pressure on the musicians to keep the Monarchs honest and continue what has been a pretty harsh lesson for the Monarchs. They were down 3-4 at one point. Managed to score 2 wins. That can't be right. No, that literally can't be right. They were down 1 loss. They were 3-3 was the lowest they ever reached. Excuse me. They elevated themselves to 5-4 to have a winning record. But if the musicians win, unless it's a complete blowout, they won't flip past the Monarchs. But they will separate themselves from the Flowers, FireEggs, and Spitballs and really secure the middle of those standings for themselves. They managed to eke out barely a win last time against the Monarchs. But unfortunately for the musicians, the Monarchs, in terms of pure sluggers, they've got PD Piranha, Boomerang Bro, Fire Bro, and Dark Bones are 4 excellent sluggers for them. The musicians, Funky Kong, Donkey Kong, and maybe YP. So definitely a batting disadvantage going into a bat-heavy map, which might have been the Monarchs' intention picking this one out. I will now double check to make sure that we're all set to go here. Monarchs field, as long as this is Firebro, is all set up correctly. Monarchs batting box is PD Piranha, Boomerang Bro, Magic Koopa, Fire Bro, Dark Bones, Toadette, Blue Toad, Peach, and Toadsworth. Monarchs are all set. Musicians on their side, Captain Miku out in left field with her fellow outfielders Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong, Yellow Pianta, YP at shortstop, Light Blue Yoshi assisting him at second, Tato is the starting pitcher, Funky at third, Toadjima, PT, Purple Toad at first base, and then Donkey Kong, the starred catcher, who was so key in the last game, will try to lead his team to victory again this one, if he can show up as the sub-captain. Batting order, Tato, Funky Kong, Tiny Kong, Donkey Kong, Dixie Kong, Hatsune Miku, Toadjima, YP, Light Blue Yoshi. We're ready to kick it off. After what has been a very, very entertaining Playday back, the musicians need this game to even out the records. The Monarchs, if they win, isolate themselves in the middle of the pack and make that playoff appearance almost a certainty. It's the Monarchs versus the musicians now on Daisy Cruiser Night. Checking Daisy Cruiser Night. I'm paranoid about everything now. Yep. Monarchs with home field advantage too when they really need it. I'm sure they won't mind. Evening of Will, how it goes? Oh, hey, Sammy. Grand Slam Galaxy is very entertaining. Alright. The musicians look to start off early with a deep hit from Tato, but the outfield has chemistry. The ball is low. Easy catch from Blue Toad and Toadette to make sure that the first run won't go easy. Excellent play from the Toads. And it's just a show off of how crucial they'll be later. That speed on their legs will be very much needed, especially as deep hits like this continue. Funky Kong may be a little bit frustrated by Tato being denied. Drives his own home run hit. And finally, we have a game I was scared to say it. Because so many times we've gone to Daisy Cruiser. So many times we've said this should be nothing but a home run derby. And the musicians are keen to prove it tonight, as both of their first two batters hit a ball that flies, or would have flied at least, out of the stadium. Tiny Kong now looks to get on base for Donkey Kong and does so with a line drive to center field. The Sub-Captain Donkey Kong, the starred player, up against Toadsworth, charges, nails it, deep. Toadette, interfered with by the fish it looks like, is not able to get there in time. And off 4 batters, the musicians start this game with 3 home run threats and 2 actual home runs and 3 runs. Toadsworth looking winded already at the top of the first, as only 1 out has been scored against the musicians. Dixie Kong keeps that going with a clean hit to right field, and already, despite just getting hit with a bomb, Peach is brought in to stop the bombs. A similar start to last game, mind you? Well, yeah, but the musicians are, a terrifying batting threat and known to be so. An odd hit from Miku forces a dive from PD Piranha. It means that her teammate Dixie Kong will advance to second, but she'll have to trade for her own out. Tojima now, who proved so clutch last game, unfortunately is not able to keep the inning going and pops it out to Toadette. 3 runs for the musicians is a hell of a start. But the Monarchs also have plenty of home run terrors at their disposal. PD Piranha. Will he drill the first shot out of this park? He charges against the star pitch from Tato, makes good contact, and yeah, home run derby it is. No trouble from the big man, hitting a big bomb straight up the left baseline. No, that would have been a home run on basically any field, unless maybe on some of the deeper ones it would have occurred foul. That's 1 for the Monarchs. Boomerang Bro, equally capable of hitting deep balls. Hits it deep, but hits it high. The curve on that one almost allows the runners to get it, but no. Boomerang Bro is able to escape capture, thanks maybe to some cheap interference. Did Dixie? No. It was just a matter of Dixie Kong making it to the right field in time, and she did not, allowing a second home run from the Monarchs and a first home run from Boomerang Bro. Magic Koopa keeps the magic going with a single of their own. Now Fireball has a chance to fire back and take the lead for the Monarchs. Well, he'll try, but with no item support, the deep hit is good, but not good enough. That stays in the field, forces Magic Koopa back to first. And first out against the Monarchs. Now it's Dark Bones. Not able to hit a bomb, but is able to hit a good, solid hit out to center field. But on first runner on second. Chance for small ball from the Monarchs in this home run derby. As Toadette comes to the plate. Can she keep this rally devastating? No, Toadette wants her own deep hit. There is item interference. Maybe Tiny Kong will be faked out. No. Tiny Kong stands strong, and Magic Koopa doesn't have the legs to even turn that into a fly. Turn that fly into a yoink to base. Blue Toad now will have his turn up. Decently powerful batter. Not powerful enough to hit it too far. Dixie Kong and Miku interfered with from the fire, it looks like, but they will still catch out Dark Bones at home. Possibility if DK can catch him? No. Darkbone successfully gets to third. Regardless, Blue Toad does successfully manage to bring in Magic Koopa home. And that is a tie ball game? Or is that the lead? Tie ball game. Deep balls on a curve. Just wait until you visit. Tato now has to get her team out of this one. Peach, not known for her slugging, is still able to actually navigate a good hit out to center field and bring another runner home to give the Monarchs the lead after the first inning. Darkbones touches the plate. More importantly, the Monarchs are almost back to that dangerous start of their batting rotation. They've got runners on the corners, and Toadsworth, the ninth batter, caught out by Light Blue Yoshi in that second base position. Okay. The Monarchs do see all 9 batters in that inning. The Musicians only saw 7. They'll have to get some assistance from... Hey! Someone stop that squid! Hey! You're interfering! No! The ball that could have stayed in! Immediate, excellent baseball IQ from YP! I think that would have been out regardless, but the storyline of that being a home run because of the tilt of the ship is something I'm not going to let slide. What a homer from YP to immediately tie up this game. And now it's up to Light Blue Yoshi, who clutched out the end of the first... Oh my god, that was only the end of the first inning. Now it's up to Light Blue Yoshi to try to reach the field successfully, I think. Is the tilt of the ship messing with Boomerang Bro and Fire Bro? Will their thrown catches be less effective, or was that just an excellently placed ball from the Light Blue Yoshi? Regardless, Light Blue Yoshi finds a single, Tato immediately finds a single of her own, and Funky Kong, who scored a home run already in inning number 1, drills it deep. The Toad should have plenty of time to reach that, and they do. Looks like Light Blue Yoshi will not be able to advance to third. Runner on first, runner on second now. Is that 2 outs for the Musicians? Feels like it's weirdly tilted still. It is. I don't think that mattered. If anything, it made it harder for Blue Toad and Toadette. Now Tiny Kong has to try to keep this rally going, but a bungle from Fire Bro and an excellently thrown green shell to allow Light Blue Yoshi to run home. What a bobble when his team needed him. The green shell that was aiming for Fire Bro missing, but hitting Blue Toad anyway? 2 incredibly lucky plays. The first one kept the Musicians in this inning. The second one let them steal a run. And now the slap from Donkey Kong and the tilt of the ship interferes with the defenders in what would have just been a single. I think Tato would have reached home regardless. But still, morale issues could start to pop up for this team if they're not able to find equilibrium. Runners on the corners, still only 1 out. Dixie Kong sees through the star pitch from Captain Peach and allows Tiny Kong to run home. That's now a 3-run lead for the Musician. This is going to take forever. This is going to take forever. No! The home run derby tires out Captain Peach, and she's taken out in inning 2. We have never seen that early a change for the Monarchs, and it spells disaster. Fortunately, they're able to find the feet. Finally, Boomerang Bro comes online and catches the pop and immediately stops the Musicians' 4-run inning. Fair play, but now the Monarchs have had to go through their first 2 pitchers. Admittedly, one of them was always slow and easy to low stamina and easy to get off the mound, but knocking Peach out that early, the Musicians are on a tear. Meanwhile, the Monarchs, their first 2 good hitters, PD Piranha and Boomerang Bro, failed to deliver. One grounding out to third base, one popping out to second base. Excellent catch from Light Blue Yoshi. Magic Koopa needs to just try to get on base to keep this inning going, and he does it. Tojima makes the catch, and the ball isn't able to escape the infield. The first scoreless inning goes to the Monarchs. Ladies and gentlemen, Never doubt that action can happen, and anything can happen, in Grand Slam Galaxy. First hit of the inning, Tojima knocks it cleanly out to center field. Why Pete follows it up with his own good hit out to center field. Runner on first, runner on second. Are there any sluggers left? No. Musicians need to navigate a weaker part of their lineup. Plenty of risk here of a weak hit from a batter like Light Blue Yoshi turning into a double play. Slap though, success, no! Caught out by Boomerang Bro. And that Boomerang Bro Fire Bro, terrifying infield have to remind the musicians what type of defense they're playing against. As the triple play from the Bros completely shuts down the musicians. Could be worse for them. It was a weaker section of their batting lineup. Meanwhile, it's the Monarchs who are failing to produce in the strongest section that they have. Firebro will only have to satisfy himself with a single, and Tato is starting to tire. Dark Bones, we want to see bigger things from him. The only big thing we'll see is a big pop fly, easily caught by Captain Miku. And now the Monarchs fall to the weaker second half of their offense. Toadette, though, tries not to be the weaker second half, at least knocks the ball in such a position that, while Light Blue Yoshi is able to get his tongue on it, he's not able to get it past Fireball. It's only a 3-run game. It's nowhere near done. As Blue Toad wants to prove with an excellent hit out to the deep outfield with that star hit. It allows Fireball to advance from scoring position on that second base all the way home. Such a fine play that I wasn't able to wrap my mind about it. I might love Squid Bro a little. He's into the game. He just wants to be involved. He was really hoping that Blooper was in this one, but that was a different game. And while he might be a little bit disappointed not to see his favorite player, he's just happy to be here. Peach continues her excellent hits for her team with a strong drive up the first baseline to allow Blue Toad to advance to third base. Toadsworth, some call him old reliable. I call him facing 2 outs and a star pitch from DK. Intelligence on the old soul to not swing at that one. Charges, still another star pitch from DK. Can Toadsworth hit through it? Yes! The line2 up the middle allows Blue Toad to reach home and makes this a 1-run game for the Monarchs after they score 2 in the inning. Now, there's still plenty of work to do for them, but they'll be happy to see Petey Piranha back up with 2 on. Charge. Now able to get the full leaf on that one. The single will load the bases, though. And Boomerang Bro, who has hit a home run this game, has the loaded bases and the possibility for a go-ahead grand slam. No, the fastball from DK is fire. Doesn't allow Boomerang Bro to charge up and forces a second foul. We now expect him to probably not go for it, but with a star pitch from DK looking to seal this inning, the fireball comes in clutch, and Boomerang Bro is able to reach first base off of it and tie the game with Peach being driven in home. Magic Koopa faces loaded bases. And the bobble from Light Blue Yoshi when his team needed him. 2 more driven home off that one off Magic Koopa's bat. As Petey Piranha and Toadsworth reach home. Now the Monarchs have a 2-run lead and a chance to make it a 4-run lead if Firebro can turn up when he's needed, which could always be a problem. If anything, it's been proven that 2 runs is not enough. The line drive does escape to the outfield and give them a 3-run lead, but if there's one thing that's been proven today, 3 runs is not a very big lead. And I'm sure that the musicians will be happy just to escape the lineup without any big star hits, and their star pitcher, DK, also starts to tire. At least the pitching plan from the Monarchs, or from the Musicians, lasted longer than the Monarchs plan did. But Darkbones keeps these bases loaded for Toadette, and DK is pulling off the mound. Captain Miku is brought in. It's a pink pitcher still, this time though for the Musicians. She drives the first ball past Toadette, is not able to drive the second, but Light Blue Yoshi tries to make up for the bobble, turns the play, and the Monarchs steal a 6-run inning away from the Musicians. The Musicians, though, are at the start of their lineup, the strongest section of it. These 4 batters against a stronger pitcher had 3 home run opportunities. Tato looks to keep that hot streak going, but the shell isn't quick enough to stop Blue Toad from catching her out. Funky Kong started off the scoring for this game. Will he keep the scoring going for the Musicians? Charges, slaps it. No, not high enough to escape Toadette either. Tiny Kong, now in the position of just keeping her team alive in this inning, to navigate her way past Magic Koopa. If she does so, if they can put the pressure on Magic Koopa, then who do the Monarchs have left to pitch? But no, 3 up, 3 out for the Musicians. And a stronger section of their lineup. Echoes of them of the Monarchs' second inning. Now though, the Musicians should hopefully have an easier time of it if they can get some big outs early. Blue Toad's single though is not what they need. They'll pop it out to center field. Peach, in the meanwhile, steps to the plate. She's overperformed in batting so far this game and continues to have that streak going with her pop out to left field. Runner on first, runner on second, Old Man Toadsworth to try to get another runner on before the big hitters come into play and put some horrifying pressure against the Musicians. The big man Squid wants to see what's happening. Well, you're going to have to watch 1, 2 outs as Toadsworth hits into a double play. And it's only Peach on first who will remain, as Blue Toad is cleared off second. 2 outs now for PD Piranha. Can he secure another crucial home run against the Musicians' captain? Just watches the first one as it's a fastball down the center. Second one's a fastball too, but no charge from PD Piranha means this pop fly will be caught safely by DK. 0 runs for the Monarchs. And the Musicians now, responsibility is on them, and especially on their captain, to start their scoring as we enter the top of the 5th. If they can tire out Magic Koopa, well, it's game over for any defensive pitchers. And it looks like DK looks to do just that. He came up so huge last game against the Monarchs, and he'll keep that going with a massive home run out to left field. It's kind of a weird game where I commentate a home run the same way I would commentate a single. But when you have that many home runs flying, what else can you do? Uh-oh, did the stream just go down? Uh-oh, I paused the game. Am I okay? I'm okay. Okay, sorry. It looked like the stream went down on my side. Dixie Kong not caught out by the time warp as she hits it, but unfortunately she's not able to get her way past second base. Regardless, it tires out Magic Koopa, and now the Monarchs are into their deep pitching rotation. 4th pitcher on the field, Blue Toad. If they can force in Toadette, force in... Oh, wait, no, Blue Toad was in the outfield. There's now no synergy in the left field for the Monarchs. Danger abounds. I was convinced they were going to bring in Fireball or Boomerang Bow as their pitcher, but no. They disrupt the outfield synergy. Any batter who's able to take advantage of it can score a huge, easy bomb. Now it's YP looking to capitalize. No, he just wants to slap. And even the slow legs of Magic Koopa are able to get under that ball. It's only one for the Musicians, as our spectator returns, this time to the port side of the ship. And yes, that is port. The boat is facing towards home from second base to home plate. Boomerang Bow, able to get this inning going. It was almost a ground rule double, but it's only a single for Boomerang Bow. Magic Koopa now will look to advance the runner into a dangerous position for Fireball. Did so excellently last game, but weak contact allows Light Blue Yoshi to turn the double play and clear the bases. Fireball, no support, 2 outs. At least a chance to make it a 3-run lead, and does just that. Manages to creep over the side of the left railing and secure 1 point for the Monarchs. It's a single run. Hell, it might be the only run the Monarchs see this inning. They might only see 3 runs, unless Dark Bones, who I've always believed in, secures a big home run when he's needed most. Watches the first pitch. Doesn't watch the second, but it's only a pop out to center field. One that's almost caught by Dixie Kong, but she's not quite able to get under it. She is able to field it despite the weird bounce off the slanted floor. Good for her. Now it's Miku against Toadette. Well, Toadette isn't able to see much as YP is able to turn the ball before he's hit by the fireball. It's a single run for the Monarchs. It does mean they cancel out the single run from the Musicians at the top of the 5th, though, and maintain a 3-run lead. The Musicians, good opportunity here. Blue Toad on the mound. They're almost at the top of their batting order. But no, Magic Koopa is able to catch the first hit. Tato now, top of the batting order, needs to get a runner on for Funky Kong, or repeat her performance in the first at-bat and go for the fences. Go for the railings. She watches the first 2, hits the third, wisely above Firebow, uses a boo for extra interference and goes for second base. Excellent play from... Would it be fair to actually refer to Tato as the sub-captain instead of DK? Questions I maybe shouldn't ask this late into the season. Regardless, Funky Kong. We need his surfboard? But no, a star pitch and a boo, but it's not enough as Toadsworth is able to keep his experienced glove on the ball and secure second out. Tato still at second base, still at scoring position, but Tiny Kong will need to get a big hit here. Charges, knocks it deep. We wouldn't expect the green shell to be able to reach in this case, especially with 2 fielders on and it not able to do so. Even if the green shell did make it in time, with 2 fielders on, one of them would have made the catch, and the Musicians are denied in the top of the 6th. Now, the bottom of it. Weaker section of the Monarchs lineup to try to get something going here. After a fiery start to the game, both teams have quieted down a little bit, which any Monarchs fan will be happy of, but they've got to remember with biting nails how their team slipped up at the end of last game and allowed the Musicians to make that comeback. Finally, Peach bats like her old self and grounds out to YP at shortstop. Toadsworth now, the only opportunity for this team to not go 3 up, 3 out for I think the first time in this game. Watches the first, doesn't watch the second, but it's another ground out to YP. And boring enough batting will no doubt see our spectator leave to go take a bathroom break as we head into the 7th. DK, ever so reliable, charges early against Blue Toad, making an aggressive statement even as he watches the first ball strike. Charges against the second, hits it deep and hits it foul. Now will the DK captain keep his muster and charge? Nope, he wants a slap. A good slap though, it's hard not to slap well with that kind of power. And while the fish interference does come in, DK is not a fast enough runner to go for second. Dixie Kong, now against Blue Toad. Any runs scored for the Musicians, you would hope is scored by the sub-captain DK. And he's in scoring position as he reaches second off Dixie's single. The captain Miku, who has proven excellent on the mound, has a chance to advance her team and charges to try to do so. She doesn't have any batting support. With Purple Toad behind her, the reel-in from Boomerang Bow, and again, fair play from Miku. The captain advances her team at the cost to herself. Runner on second, runner on third. Tojima, though, pop fly out. But the shell interference, before the play is called over, means that DK will advance home and score a run and make this a 2-run game. Dixie Kong now on second. YP up to bat. He'll settle for a slap that will successfully and cleanly bring Dixie Kong home. It's a 1-run game. Still, though, the musicians... Actually, I think they're almost at the top of their order. YP is 7th in the batting order? No, YP is 8th in the batting order. No matter what, the musicians will reach to the top of their batting order for the 8th inning, which I'm sure they're happy with. They want more runs right now, though. It's a classic 2-out rally from them. Light Blue Yoshi reaches first, and Tato? With the chance to bring in the tying run for her team. She watches the first one. Doesn't want it. Second pitch. Slaps it straight into Firebow's waiting mitt. The musicians do score 2, make it a 1-run game, and they have the strongest section of their batting lineup next up. Maybe could have hoped for more there, but hey, that's the best they performed since inning number 2. Can't be mad with progress. Now, though, they have to navigate the strongest section of the Monarchs batting lineup. Successfully do so on PD Piranha, who's only able to slap a single. Miku has to stay down Boomerang Bro, who's already scored a home run this game. Charges, good contact. Will it go foul? Yes! Barely, by inches. That's 1 strike. Next one has good contact but stays fair. This will allow PD Piranha to reach third. So runners on the corner. Magic has to happen for the musicians against Magic Koopa with no outs and a runner on third. First pitch, watches it. Second pitch is a pop fly. This should be a sacrifice. Fake out from the bomb causes Tiny Kong to get out from under the ball, and the bounce clears the railing to allow PD Piranha to touch home and Firebow to reach third base. Hammerbow to reach third base. Still no outs. Miku forces 2 strikes against Firebow. Star pitch to try to sneak it past him, and Light Blue Yoshi is not able to navigate that ball. Tiny Kong misses the catch, fish interference, and the Monarchs advance to a 4-run lead. The musicians need to shut them down now. They only have 2 more opportunities to even out this game, which, if they can get Dark Bones out, if they can get Dark Bones to do a double play, which they will, with YP making the diving catch and then firing a fastball to first, the double play clears the runners. What the musicians need now, more than ever, get the out on Toadette, force the Monarchs to go 1, 2, 3 runners next inning, and then hold on in the 9th while their offense runs it back. They get exactly what they need to start this comeback. Toadette flies out to second base, and Light Blue Yoshi is able to make the catch. It's a 3-run inning for the Monarchs. 4 runs, 2 innings. The musicians have been taking it a little slow since inning number 2, so they need to step on the gas, and who better to start that off than Funky Kong? Charges. Watches the second strike, playing it a little bit too cool. Strikes out against Blue Toad as the curveball glances against the side of the home run plate. Even Funky Kong looks at the umpire and says, "That was a ball, man." But no, the play stands. And now it's Tiny Kong to try to get on. No, she won't settle for getting on base. She'll settle for a single bomb homer. Saying, "Look at me, Funky Kong. You don't need to worry about it. I got you, bro." That's run 1 out of 4 for the musicians if they want to make this comeback. Blue Toad now needs to face off Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong charges but watches the first strike. Donkey Kong charges, slams the second. It looks too low to escape, and it stays in. The POW block is not something he'll try to run off of, and Blue Toad, who's been a surprisingly excellent relief pitcher for the Monarchs, finally starts to wear down. We said that when Blue Toad would come to the mound, it should be the end of the Monarchs defense, but no, as I remember to actually stretch and sit up straight. He's performing fair enough. Dixie Kong gets a single though. Captain Miku, will she sacrifice herself to advance the runners, or will she go for a bigger play? Slaps it. Does not escape Boomerang Bro's grab though. And the musicians will have one opportunity to tie or score in this game. They'll need 3 runs that they haven't scored since inning 2. And that's 3 runs if the Monarchs don't start a rally right now. They are in, inarguably, the weakest part of their batting rotation. But it doesn't matter for Blue Toad, as the Boo doesn't come out quick enough to secure a double. He won't mind. He'll score a single. Peach, who's had a surprisingly good batting performance here on Daisy Cruiser Night, watches the first ball, swings on the second, pops it out. The Boo comes out, but it wouldn't matter regardless, and that's another single as Miku starts to tire. Run on first, run on second. Huge play needed now for the musicians. Miku needs to navigate her way past Toadsworth, but he hits a line drive up the first baseline and Blue Toad runs home. It's now a 4-run game. No outs. Top of the batting order. The strongest batters for the Monarchs. And they're making a statement here that they are still the Monarchs and are a team to be feared. Funky Kong is brought in against the dangerous section of the lineup. Start pitch. Petey Piranha isn't able to see it. I'm not sure how he's able to see anything without any eyes. Deep hit. Stays in the park. No, it will have to be a buddy jump. Regardless, sac fly to allow Peach to go home. Yeah. Makes another run. That's 5 runs now that the musicians need to score. Could be more if Boomerang Bro isn't shut down by Funky Kong. Start pitch. Knocks straight into the double play. As weak contact lets Tojima on first bring it in. Now Tojima needs to perform. The musicians have 3 batters to go before the top of their order. They're against a weak pitcher in Blue Toad. The Monarchs were able to perform in the weak section of their batting order. Can the musicians? Purple Toad wants to make a statement. There's no chemistry. Will this ball escape? Yes, it will. Tojima, the trade for the musicians before this series, knocks this ball out of the park to start this inning. 4 runs remain. Blue Toad continues to tire. They'll sub him out. And finally, the player I was expecting, Firebro, steps up to the plate. Not a strong pitcher though. Can YP take advantage? Fastball up. Slap will have to be enough for YP, as the slow runner is still at least able to make it to first. Light Blue Yoshi needs to clear the infield here, and does so, hitting it just on the side that might have been under risk of Boomerang Bro before, as it goes very slightly left to left base, but I think that would have escaped Boomerang Bro regardless. Top of the order for the musicians. Tato hits it above the weakened left side. The POW block interferes with Light Blue Yoshi, but regardless, he's able to make it to second, and more importantly, YP is able to make it home. 3 runs remain. No outs. Funky Kong, who's already come up big and also come up short with a strikeout, needs to show up for his team now. He charges up. It's a deep hit. The game-tying home run is gone. You can't keep doing this to me, musicians. You can't keep doing this. Right when they need him most, Funky Kong drills the game-tying 3-run bomb, and we have a tie game in the 9th inning. Tiny Kong wants to keep up the pressure, but isn't able to hit it out of the field. In a stunning move, for once, the green shell is in time. Something we never see for any team. I cannot stress that enough. But it allows Tiny Kong to hit a triple and get in scoring position. She's going for a steal off a bunt. The boo will make sure she gets it. With no outs on the board, the musicians come up big when they need to. And off a bunt from a star hitter, take the lead. Immediately brought back down to earth though as Dixie Kong knocks it into Firebro. Captain Miku at least knocks it past Firebro, but the Dixie Kong hit into Firebro. Does mean that there's 2 outs now. Was that Tiny Kong? No, that was Dixie Kong. Does mean that there are 2 outs now. Tojima, who already hits 1 bomb out to left field, proves his baseball IQ and hits a second one. The musicians have a 3-run lead. I swear to God, if you complain off a boo bunt to take the lead, I will stab you. YP now. Clear bases, 3-run leads, but 2 outs as Hammerbro tries to clear his team's name. Toadsworth stays still though. It's a single, regardless of an odd choice. It would have been a single no matter what. Light Blue Yoshi finally grounds out to Firebro, and the inning is over. An 8-run inning for the musicians when they need it most. If the Monarchs score 3 and we go to overtime, I'm spiking my headphones again. Magic Koopa, 3 runs needed for his team, is not able to navigate past Light Blue Yoshi. No team has been able to clutch up in inning 9 so far today, besides the musicians. Firebro, his team needs a homer. He'll charge, but watch the first pitch from Funky Kong. Charges on the second. It's a slow ball. That ball is out of here. 2 runs to go. That does mean that we're out of the strong side of the Monarchs batting rotation besides my boy Darkbones. It's going to need to be small ball if the Monarchs want to tie or get this lead. Darkbones, though, starts that off fair enough with a single. Toadette now has to come up big for her team. The line drive is not caught. In fact, Tiny Kong bobbles it, and the extra power block allows Darkbones to advance to third base. Runners on the corners, 2-out deficit. 2-run deficit, 1 out. Blue Toad, who came up so big for his team defensively, hits the slow ball from Funky Kong. That's gonna be a sac fly, and we have a 1-run game in the bottom of the 9th. If anyone manages to get a home run on Daisy Cruiser, this game is over. Still though, Peach, the batter who's been so inconsistent this entire season, who's hit fine so far in this game, but has also shown some weakness. 2 outs against her. Her team is down by 1. The game could end here, and it does! Peach knocks it to YP, and despite a honorable attempt from the Monarchs, the Musicians shut them down by 1 run 2 games in a row. It's not an overtime win this time, but only by inches. Excellent play from the Musicians as they managed to take their series 2-0 and keep this league competitive. Besides the fact that first and second place are now 3 wins separated from the rest of the pack. We'll cover that after we cover the results from this game. Honorable MVP to DK. I would be shocked if star power stays on him. Let's be honest, I don't expect DK to lose MVP status for the remaining games for this team. Keeps showing up big when he's needed, especially when the Musicians needed it in the last inning. 1 run. Oh my stars. What a game. Easily the highest scoring. I think DK is easily the highest MVP of our entire Playday in Playday 10, which will go down in the history books as probably one of the best Playdays that we've ever had. I'm double checking, but yeah, DK is the highest scoring MVP for Playday number 10. The rest of his team did a great job. Tojima proves to be a crucial trade for some reason for the Musicians, as 2 games in a row after being traded for, he's come up big. He almost got second MVP honors, silver MVP honors on this team, but instead, no, that will go to YP, who on top of a fine batting performance, turns fielding and items to be the one to secure that second on the stat board for the Musicians, who had a wild game. On the other side of the field, Fireball, the runaway favorite for the Monarchs, except for, of course, in a very odd turn of events, it's Toads on both teams, as Blue Toad makes an excellent showcase for his team in this game. Okay, the story of this game basically comes down to both teams relying on home runs. When you look at the scorecard, it's relatively inconsistent until both of these teams, whose clutch factor have been shown, turn it on in the last 3 innings. Unfortunately, the Monarchs' consistent power is not able to secure enough, as they fall by only 1 run versus the Musicians. What an attempt. What a performance from the Monarchs. Could they have been any other team on any other day? Maybe. They would have been any other team in this Playday. But they weren't facing any other team. They were facing the Musicians, who barely, thanks to Donkey Kong, clutch out another 1 run win and separate themselves from the middle of the pack. This means that looking at the scoreboard for Grand Slam Galaxy, which I'll bring up in just a second, after I make sure that everyone is fully updated, this means that, yeah, we have everyone fully updated, right? 10 games across the board? Correct. I'm ready to show off the standings coming out of Playday number 10. What fascinating standings they are. Yes, I want to replace standings.png. Take a look at this. The Monsters remain at the top of the league. Only team they've been beaten by, the Musicians. The Rookies stay in that second place, a little bit lower in run differential, but only 1 run below the Monsters. Then there's a 3-win gap. the Monarchs, the Musicians, tied in win run. These standings are not correct, by the way. I didn't actually rearrange them properly. That's my bad. Give me a second. I sort of forgot to elevate the Spitballs, I guess. There we go. Let me go ahead and fix that real quickly. Apologies. I got very excited to show the standings and forgot to double check to make sure that they were actually correct. Bam, bam. Refresh. Oh, it fixed it immediately. Well done. Okay. 3 wins separate the Rookies from the Monarchs. Separate second place from third place. That means that pending disaster for one of these teams, the Monsters almost guarantee themselves. Yeah, if the Monsters win one more game, they guarantee themselves a top 2 finish. The Rookies could still fall out of the top 2. Technically, it's still possible for them to fall out of contention for the playoffs, but it would... No, it is not possible for them to fall out of contention for the playoffs, because it's not possible for every other team to go 8 wins. I'd have to actually double check to see who secured the win for the playoffs. Let me double check. The Monarchs, they would have to lose their next series against the Monsters and the... Who's the Monarchs final? Oh, Monsters and the FireEggs. So, Monsters and the FireEggs. No, the Monarchs aren't even close to securing their position in playoffs. The Rookies and the Monsters are both secure, mathematically. They can have... The FireEggs could theoretically lap the Rookies in terms of record and steal second place, but there's no possible way for the Rookies to fall lower than 6th, just because even if they lose 4 games, the opponents who would have to lap them still have to beat people. Wild. Okay. The Bows, meanwhile, are not technically out of the running yet. They could be next game. Next game is the Bows Elimination Playday. But we won't have the next Playday for a week. We are entering the last trade line deadline for Grand Slam Galaxy for the season. We have 4 Playdays left, which will be played over the next 2 weeks. Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. Next 4 Playdays. I almost guarantee it. That means that it'll be up to these middle of the pack teams. The Musicians, the Monarchs, the Spitballs, the Flowers, the FireEggs. Any of them could easily find themselves in 7th place. It's possible for any of them to find themselves in 8th place. But none of them have secured playoff position. 1 loss is all that separates them from that 7th place position. The Monarch can't possibly fall down there into 7th place because of run differential, but the point stands. So, the next 4 Playdays are going to be wild. I think that's it for me in terms of analysis. We're going to have to see what happens. I will see you all in 1 week to discuss any last-minute blockbuster trades that happen. Until then, I'll go ahead and... Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure, why not? Foster's up late, playing Oblivion. We rated her last week, but I don't care about double texting, and I don't care about double rating. We're gonna raid Fost. Please, everybody, have a good rest of your night. I will see you all for Playday 11 as Grand Slam Galaxy enters the final leg of its season, and we see who makes playoffs and who falls. Thank you everyone for joining me. My name is your commissioner, Willie or Won't He. And until next time, play ball. And have a good night, everybody. Goodbye. And if you're still here, Ah.